All right, I'm gonna need a minute or two to get the live going. Type rerun in the comments, city and state. I'd love to know where you're from if you're watching this in the reruns. Because right now nobody's here. So if you're watching it, you're watching the rerun. Give me a minute to get my other stream up, and we should be going momentarily. This is indeed the this is what we call the first weekend of summer, Memorial Day weekend. But give me a minute. We're going to be addressing, this is going to be a viewer feedback show, but there is a bunch of stuff I want to talk to you about, particularly some of the things that came out of the mouth of Pete Hegseth today. So give me a second here. I'm just trying to get everything going here. Good evening, Ezra. One of these days, I'm gonna figure out how to pronounce your name. Is it Ezra? Is it Ezra? You got to let me know. And Colonel Quell. Not a good. This is a good afternoon show, I guess it is. What time is it? 3, almost evening. Almost. Okay, late afternoon. So good. I'm used to saying good evening, but um, I'm used to saying good evening, but we're on a little bit earlier, so this could be an afternoon show. But all right, good evening. We'll get used. We'll just go with what I'm used to because it'll soon be officially evening. So this is gonna be viewer feedback. I've gotten some hate. I got some comedy that's in the form of hate. We're gonna talk about all of that. But give me a moment. And by the way, Pete Hegseth is in this. Some of you folks know that Tulsi Gabbard, retired, resigned yesterday. We'll talk about that. Burning 47. Appreciate your love. Thank you for joining the program, becoming a member. For some of you folks who do support the show, certainly Burning 47. Thank you very much. So almost done here. We'll get going momentarily. But yes, Burning 47. Certainly appreciate that. I don't know what I'm. Why is this letting me do this? Okay, and I just put in because I do want to make sure we get some MAGA in here. So we always want to put our MAGA hashtags in there. All kinds of shit comes up, but we certainly want to speak to MAGA as often as possible. And we are in an environment now where Trump is getting criticized quite a bit. His poll numbers are in the tank. So MAGA doesn't really like to talk a lot when Trump is not being spoken favorably of. And in this current environment, that's not happening much. It's just not. I'm totally willing to give Trump credit if he's doing something that is beneficial. But right now, the economy, the price of gas and groceries, we're at war, and he's threatening another war. So right now is not a good time for the Trump administration. It just isn't. And that's not just coming from some crazy left-wing loonies. Even with MAGA, you're seeing more and more MAGA that are not happy. So it is what it is. But we certainly do not mind if MAGA comes on the show. We don't limit free speech here at all. And we'll certainly give MAGA plenty of time to talk. But like I said, when Trump is being criticized, they tend to not want to come on the show. Anyway, looking here, and by the way, it looks like TikTok allowed me to mirror things again, so that's great. Handsome Conservative says, I heard you talking about your classic cars when gas was cheaper. I had a 1974 Pontiac Bonneville, called her Little Cuba. Wow, a 74, that's a fucking boat. Yeah, I had a well, I was a very very small toddler, still in diapers in '74. So you're going back a little bit before my driving years. My first car, in fact, was a '77 Buick LeSabre, 350 engine, eight cylinder inline. So big car, very very big car. But yeah, the '77 Buick LeSabre was my first car, and I was driving that around in like 1990. So. Go figure. But it was a boat. I think it had 85 on the dash or something like that. The numbers all the way across, and you got this needle that goes like that. I thought I was doing something, cruising the streets of Chicago. Anyway, so good evening, folks. Welcome to the program. It is indeed your boy Tim, the handsome liberal. I see in the comments somebody said a piece of shit car. You saying that Buick LeSabre, Fred, was a piece of shit car? I tell you it is. You get your hands on a big ass Buick LeSabre right now. That's the shit in the hood. Say what you want. That's the shit in the hood. Still had the hubcaps and all. That was the shit back then. Anyway, so we're gonna be addressing This is going to be a viewer feedback show. We're talking about stuff like I want you to. I get hate mail. I don't mind getting hate mail. I don't block, ban, or censor any damn body for sending me hate mail. This is what happens. I mean, listen, if people get to be hella racist, particularly using the N word, look, I guess I gotta censor you because the app will make me do that. If I don't censor you, you'll take down the show. But other than that, I'm not really one to censor free speech. I don't mind. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not right on every damn thing, and neither is the left or the right. So we cover a lot of things that is going on. So you're gonna get passionate viewers, and some folks respond by emanating hate in their comments. They're just that pissed off. I get it. So there's some times I've talked to folks and wanted to say some shit. I just don't do it, but some folks do. So I don't block, ban, or censor folks unless they get really, really outrageous. And I do very, very infrequently get folks that are like that. But because I'm all for free speech, most of the folks, there's no need to say all kinds of crazy shit in the inbox because I'll let you say it here. So I'm not one of the hosts that I don't get a whole lot of, like a lot of hosts that get on here or folks who make content that's always attacking the left or always attacking the right. It ain't long before you see them posting videos talking about how much hate mail they're getting or death threats or stuff. I don't get a lot of that because I don't censor you. You don't have to send me some crazy shit to my inbox and then block or delete yourself so I can't respond. You can say what you want to say, and we don't censor you for it. So fortunately, that has reduced the amount of hate in the comments or in the inbox. I don't get a lot of hate in the inbox. But today I got something that I think you folks may actually find humorous of sorts. I didn't find it humorous when I first got it, but it is somebody that I'm gonna show you because they made a video of my show and everything with it, and it's played to music. But before I get into that, because God, let's just say they really tore into me on this one. But before I play the video of that, I want you to hear what Hegseth. So we're going to be discussing what Pete Hegseth just said while addressing I suppose the graduates at West Point. He was on TV addressing the graduates at West Point. I think it was less than an hour ago. I want you to hear this, and I want to hear your opinions on this because we're talking about addressing. In addition to addressing my own viewer feedback, we're talking about addressing hate. I want you to hear this. And thank you, Alter Ego. Appreciate that. Thank you for the love.
In military history was peddled in our Army only a few short years ago. You've all heard it, maybe in your first 2 years at West Point. Our diversity is our strength. The single dumbest phrase in military history. We had generals saying this with a straight face on national television. It was absolute nonsense. Now, these sorts of silly things can be laughed at when they occur in a civilian lounge or civilian faculty lounge or debated in graduate seminars, but they cannot be tolerated in our formations. These ideas are what get people killed. Diversity is not our strength. Unity is our strength.
It's a little bit more, just a little bit more.
The call is send us, not send he, not send she, not send they, them. It's send us.
So what is he trying to say? I think it's somewhat easy to decipher what he is trying to say there, but I want to hear your opinion in regards to how you feel about his statement that the phrase diversity is our strength is the single dumbest phrase you could hear in the military. Is that really that bad of a statement? Diversity is our strength. Is that really that bad for generals to say that? Now he's saying unity is our strength, and there's certainly we can certainly have a discussion on that. And then of course you hear him say when there's a call to duty, it's send us, not send he, not send she, not send they, them. You already know where that's going. So we're going to talk about that. Last but not least, before I start taking callers and, of course, tackling the comments. By the way, tap the screen, get the likes up to 10,000 if you will. And we'll take the first caller at 10,000. I want you to hear this because we're talking about folks with these type of opinions. This is something I came across, well, actually, it was sent to me. This was actually sent to me by one of my MAGA viewers that agrees with this. And I want to find out if you agree as well. Got this one on TikTok. So it's a small screen.
Women would you like to see a woman president one day?
No.
Why?
Women shouldn't be in politics because it weaponizes our maternal instinct against us. So what do they do to women? Well, how do they get so many women to vote left wing? They use things like abortion. If we're talking about illegal immigration and ICE, what do all the photos and videos show? Families getting separated, children being deported by ICE. So women see that and they're like, oh no, the poor child, the families, they're getting separated. That's that maternal instinct. So then they're going to vote Democrat because they think, oh, well, they're going to keep the children here and not separate the families. That's why women should not be in politics.
Just for the sole reason of emotionally driven messaging.
Yeah.
That's that easy to manipulate women.
It is that easy. Take Mamdani, for example, okay? 82% of voters that voted for Mamdani, who refuses to condemn Sharia law, by the way, it's 82% of women. And I'm sure those women would identify as feminist, but you're voting for someone who refuses to condemn Sharia law, which is very anti-feminist.
Well, they don't know what Sharia law is.
No, they don't know, but that's
no
what
idea.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not everyone should just be able to vote.
Why do you understand this and other women don't?
I don't have the ego of a lot of these women to say that we should all be equal. I don't feel entitled to vote simply because I was born in America. I don't feel entitled to vote just because I feel like I should be equal to everyone.
Would you like to see a woman?
So does she make sense, or is she setting women back to 1919, the year before women's suffrage? We're going to talk about that. Tap the screen, get the likes up to 10,000, if you will, on TikTok. Last but not least, this may be humorous to some of you. It certainly wasn't to me. This is somebody literally mocking me. I'm assuming this came from the left. This came, listen, when I'm willing to speak with MAGA every day, my beloved MAGA, that phrase alone really upsets a lot of liberals. So some folks suggest, they use words like you're fluffing, what does Gangsta Grandma say? Your salmonella or uncooked protein. You get these phrases. Well, I got this in my inbox. I'm sure some of you folks are going to find this funny. This is ridiculing yours truly. Like I said, I don't blackband or censor based on, criticism or anything like that of me. But I wanted to share this one with you because I couldn't believe somebody sent this to me. And we'll go into the box and start taking callers right away after this. So this is now, you see how my setup looks behind me. This person used my setup and transposed a picture of Justice Clarence Thomas on my face. I want you to see this.
I got a question because I really need to know. Do you ever get tired of being a bitch ass nigga? Oh, ass nigga.
Now, some of you folks can probably hear that song. I got a question. I want to know if you ever get tired of being a bitch ass N-word. That's what's on there. So you just see again, they got my face. I'll put it on this one for this folks on YouTube over here too. But that's my face. That's not my face. That's Clarence Thomas's face on my body. That's Clarence Thomas's face on my body, and it's you can see the background of my. And this happened to be oddly enough film when we were discussing the Obamas being portrayed as monkeys. So you can see the background monitor has the Obamas as monkeys on there. So I got that in the inbox. In the comments, Big Dog says it has Gangsta Grandma written all over it. No, it didn't come from her. She might agree with it though, but it did not come from Gangsta Grandma, believe it or not. It did not come from Gangsta Grandma. But yes, Kevin, I think it is in the comments. Kevin says a bitch ass giga. Yeah, that's what it says. I got a question. Do you ever get tired of being a bitch ass gigger? So tap the screen. Let me go straight to the box and we'll talk about all of this shit, including what Pete Hegseth said. Unity is not our, or better yet, diversity is not our strength. This female here suggesting that women should get out of politics and they shouldn't even feel entitled to vote. And of course, me discussing whether or not I get tired of being a bitch ass gigger. Wow. Full show, full show. So tap the screen, get the likes up to 10,000. We'll go straight to the comment section. News Stevie says celebrating unity is what is long lasting. Focusing on differences just divides and is more self pride. USA put diversity over unity, and we are more divided now than ever. I don't know if that's what divided us, Stevie. Stevie D, appreciate you tuning in on Instagram. I don't know if putting diversity over unity is what divided us, because I tend to think that we were the most divided when we focused on unity and not diversity. I mean, you think about, go back before the Civil Rights Act. I mean, we obviously were unified in this country. I mean, we still were a military powerhouse, but you couldn't climb the ranks if you were not a white male in the military. So I don't know if putting emphasis on diversity weakens us to the way that Pete Hegseth said. But I want to hear from you folks. And I see in the comments, Gen X says 100% women should get out of politics. Do you think men are doing that good of a job that we should have our political sphere controlled by men and men only? You think if only men controlled the political environment, they would do what's in the best interest of women? If none of them were women in our politics, you think they would look out for women? I don't know. That's interesting. Looking in the comments here, listen to Trump. He's Mr. Divisive with his rhetoric. Who says that there? Super Orange-ish. That's a hell of a name. Super Orange-ish says, listen to Trump. He's Mr. Divisive with his rhetoric, his hate rallies, his pathetic posts. I think it's hard not to argue that Trump is divisive. I really believe that. I think it's hard not to argue that. Let me go ahead and go to the box. I need you folks to tap the screen, get the likes on up. We'll start it out with Lewis. Good evening, Lewis. Welcome to the program. Make sure I get the audio turned up. I think I got something going on wrong. Hang on a second, Lewis. I don't think I got the volume up. Okay, can you hear me? Lewis, Lewis, you're on mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So what do you think?
I
Go ahead.
Tim, 21 years in the military, and I'm telling you something. I've fought alongside some pretty conservative, racist guys.
How did you know they were racist or conservative?
It was pretty obvious. It was pretty obvious. Trust me. They still had their Confederate flags all over them. They still kind of.
They're in the U.S. military. They're in the U.S. military defending Old Glory, and they're waving around the Confederate flag.
They don't wave them around. They have them tattooed on them.
That should be outlawed. That's like having an ISIS or Al Qaeda flag on you joining the U.S. military.
Long as you can't see a tattoo, you can have any tattoo you want on you in the military.
So you could have a picture of. So if you got a picture of Trump being blown apart, as long as you can hide it, you're okay with that. They're okay with that.
Yeah, well, nobody would see it that gives a fuck. That's really what it boils down to. I mean, nobody's gonna go. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Wow.
And most guys in the military probably would just laugh at that fool. So there's the chance nobody would do something like that because you get laughed at.
I get as long as it's hidden, because that happened with Hegseth. Hegseth got controversial tattoos, but they're hidden. But even still, and thank you, Fuzzer, appreciate that.
We have a guy here now. We have a guy now here in Pennsylvania that's running that has a kind of like Kotze tattoo on him that he got when he was 19 years old. It's just a cool looking tattoo to a 19-year-old. He didn't know what it represented.
How could you not at 19? You don't been all the way through school. How could you not know what that means?
Well, because it wasn't a swastika. If that's what you're thinking. It was like just a Nazi military type insignia.
Well, how did you?
It wasn't anything. When I seen it, I didn't know what it was. And I've been in Germany, and I've been all over Germany, and I've never seen it before.
Okay.
This guy now is in his 40s, and he's had it all this time, but it got discovered. He said he didn't even know what it was. He just thought it was a cool tattoo.
You know, I did
Until
something.
somebody pointed out.
I did something similar like that. Playing basketball in high school, and the high school I went to was integrated. In fact, it had more whites than blacks in it. And you know, and I thought I wasn't good at basketball, but I had a good day, and I was bragging to some of the kids, and I went to the mall after school and got a T-shirt. It was a gold T-shirt, and I had the words "Black Supremacy" put on the back of it. And I wore that to school. And I'm gonna be honest with you. At the time, I did not know how. I didn't know how inflammatory white supremacy is. So I just thought it was as you say, something cool. And I wore it a few times until I made it into the school paper.
I think a lot of the guys now this was before, now back when I was in, that was before you can get lasered stuff taken off. Mm-hmm. Most guys who had that kind of stuff before they came in the military tried to get it covered up as best they could, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't something that guys went around being proud of or anything like that. But it was part of their heritage when they were younger, and they kind of like, they'll stuck to keep it.
Yeah. So when he says diversity is our strength is the single dumbest phrase he's ever heard. How do you view that? How do you view what he's saying? You went on mute, Lewis. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it should be pretty. Yeah, I'm just frying some burgers, man. Yeah, it should be pretty obvious that this guy's an idiot. I go to Army War College. That means I'm surrounded by light colonels to full bird colonels to generals. Because before you can make general, you have to attend the Army War College here in Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And all of those guys tell me how disappointed they are. Most of them were planning on doing 30, 40 years in the military. But as soon as they get their next rank, most of them tell me they're getting out.
Wow. I was wondering, because I'm looking at that and I'm thinking the same thing. If I'm an African American or a Hispanic or hell, even a woman, and I'm sitting in the audience and thinking like, I don't know, to me, he doesn't come off as somebody who is leading with the best interest of everybody that's in uniform. He does seem to be promoting division as opposed to unity.
They are definitely trying to turn the military into a white boy's place only. They really are. And there's no way that that's going to survive. You need nurses. You need big. See what they show you a lot of times. What you see. I was in special ops, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Tim. It's full of black guys, but they rarely show you the black guys.
That is true.
It's full of the black guys. Ask any guy who spent 20-some years in the military. Ask him what most of his first sergeants were. And I guarantee you, he'll say black, Puerto Rican, or Mexican.
Why is that?
Because most officers are actually the YT boys.
Oh, okay.
And because most of them have college educations and they go in. Most long-term veterans are actually enlisted men, and most of those are coming from impoverished areas. And they usually are enlisted. So they usually are the ones that get the highest ranks in the enlisted ranks.
How about this though? Like Stevie D, who's a friend of the program. Now I believe he's MAGA. He's watching on Instagram, and he's saying he could not believe that you took all of this from what Hegseth said. So he's indicating that maybe the way you viewed it doesn't compute to what he heard. So how do you view it that some folks could see this and see it as a far more favorable speech than maybe you or I are taking it?
Because I think they don't know how racist people actually twist words to make them fit their agenda. I mean, I don't think what he said was wrong, but when I get the meaning of it and the understanding of it, he's saying that diversity is not accepted. It's like it's a problem with diversity. See, he's saying it's a problem with diversity, and it's the stupidest thing he's ever heard of. Now, if he was saying something like unity and diversity, that would be something different when he's including all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But just
yeah, he does. I gotta agree. He does make it sound like seeking diversity is harmful to the U.S. military. He makes it sound like it's actually harmful.
And that is stupid. Let me tell you something, Tim. When I became a first sergeant, right, and I had males and females under my command, and I always had a senior non-commissioned officer female and a non-commissioned officer male. Let me give you a perfect example. We used to have these big wall lockers in our barracks, and finally we got rid of those old tin metal ones that were pretty light. And in the female barracks, they had probably 200 lockers inside their barracks, and the males had about 200 inside their building, right?
Okay.
And I tasked the female soldier and the senior non-commissioned officer for the males to get all the old lockers out of the building and bring in all the new wall lockers. The new wall lockers weighed about 275 to 300 pounds. And they had to take them suckers up 3 flights of steps. Or they did the smart thing like the female sergeant did, is she went to the motor pool, got a crane operator, a lift, and took them all up through the windows and into the rooms.
Well, what you mentioned is...
Now, let me finish it. It took the males 2 months to get all them lockers out of that room. The women did it in 1 week.
Well, speaking of women, I want to run this because obviously with your military experience, you may be a perfect person to ask this question. Now, on Instagram, Gen X, who I'm certain is MAGA, Gen X says women in the military are actually fine if they stay in their lanes. Nurses, kitchen workers, laundry, and house meeting personnel, etc. How do you feel about that? That perhaps not on the front lines of combat, not flying military aircraft. How do you respond to that?
Tim, is that a woman that said that?
No, it's a man.
I bet you I know about 50 women that probably kick his ass.
Well, he's saying as long as they stay in their lane.
Yeah, but I know women that'll come out their lane and kick his ass. So he can't say that they can't do combat arms, that they can't be tough. We now have female rangers in the military. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, did not know that.
Just as tough as the guys. They have to meet the same standard, the whole 9 yards. The first one graduated probably, I think it was like 2 years ago. But now there's plenty of other ones that have followed in her footsteps. And the only reason they weren't doing it prior to that was because they just wouldn't let them in.
So they have to do the same push-ups, carry the same weight, all the same stress tests. They don't lower it at all for the women.
Based on their age and the female agility test, they have to meet the same qualifications. Absolutely.
That's some badass females.
Now you gotta figure. Now, Tim, when I retired, I was 39 years old. In the Army, that's an old man. I know it sounds weird.
No, it doesn't. I mean, just like in athletics, as a professional ball player, 39 years old.
Absolutely, and you got to figure I had 21 years in when I did that too. So that means I joined when I was 18, and I did 21 years. And I can honestly say this right here is that you can't expect me, a 38-9-year-old man. There were guys that were a lot older than what I was by the time I retired. You can't expect me to compete with an 18-year-old kid either when it comes to how fast I can run, how many push-ups I can do. So they have the tests set up to meet the standard of the people who are taking the test. Now, the PT test that I took back in the day would be easy to these guys now. I heard the new physical readiness test is freaking unbelievably hard, but people go in the military in a lot better shape than they did back in the day.
They do?
Just about everybody. Even in this, yeah, even
In this environment where everybody's overweight and obese and on, antidepressants and shit.
Man, that's not true. That's not true, man. There's more people joining gyms and belong to Planet Fitness and belong to Crunch.
Maybe it's just my fat ass.
Working out.
Maybe it's just me.
There you go. Have you ever just seen all those big booties walking around in front of you, Tim? Come on now. I know you.
That's usually what I walk. That's usually what I walk after. That's what I usually walk after. I gotta move it on, Lewis. Go ahead.
I bet you. But Tim, I bet you when you were 25 years old, you probably couldn't find a female that went to a gym and worked out. But now all the 25
that
year
is
olds
true.
go to the gym and work out.
That's a good point. That is a good point. A lot more people go to the gym, so that is a good point.
But I just want to say, Hegseth is an embarrassment. There's no way they should have a major standing in front of generals, admirals, and trying to direct them to do anything. Those guys are totally. It's embarrassing, Tim. I mean, coming from a military guy, it's embarrassing. I used to eat majors for lunch. Do you hear what I'm saying? If a major came up to me, because it takes a senior field grade officer before he could even touch me by the time I got out. So I would tell a major to get the fuck out of my face. I would tell him to just get out of my face. I never tried to disobey orders, but if he just came up to me trying to correct me on something, I would tell him he needs to stop the breach.
Well, imagine if you were a general getting told what to do by a former major. So it's got to even be worse for them.
So I know that if he tries to do that when the cameras are not there, those generals would light his ass up.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's see what happens with recruitment, because he ain't going nowhere at least for a couple more years. Probably. I got to move it on, though, Lewis. Appreciate you coming through.
What? You got to figure, Tim, all of the women he had in the last one failed yesterday. What was her name?
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard was the last woman standing yesterday. He's fired every woman.
He didn't fire her. She resigned.
Whatever, Tim. She had already been disappearing from appearing. When the last time you seen her with them? So she had already fallen off the rails.
Yeah, she was. Once she said they didn't have nuclear weapons in Iran, that was kind of the end of her. I gotta go. Appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, he is right. Now, Tulsi Gabbard claimed that her husband had bone cancer, and that's why she left. That's what she said. Her husband had bone cancer, and that's why she resigned. Is it true? I don't know. But it is odd that most of the folks that are leaving the Trump administration all seem to be women, is it not? I mean, you've seen Kristi Noem. There's two other ones, Pam Bondi, and I think, what was the other, Labor Secretary or something like that. I mean, all of them are women. So it is what it is. Looking in the comments, Stevie says, no, he's saying focusing on diversity and not unity is a failing idea. You want to focus on what's different than the common goal of the whole. You just focused on it being about race. Why not focus on both of them? Do you look at Hegseth? You believe Hegseth's focusing on unity? Do you believe he's focusing on diversity at all? I mean, is it possible for the military to do well by only focusing on unity and totally ignoring diversity altogether? Do you see Hegseth as focusing on diversity at all? Now, I do want, before I take the next caller, by the way, get us up to 10,000. Tap the screen, get the likes on up. What I played earlier, and I'll play again because we talked about it in detail with my last caller, since there are a lot of new folks that tuned in since. This was Hegseth about an hour or so ago.
Is in military history was peddled in our army only a few. We say it not because of our differences, but because of what we share. The single dumbest phrase in military history was peddled in our army only a few short years ago. You've all heard it, maybe in your first 2 years at West Point. Our diversity is our strength. The single dumbest phrase in military history. We had generals saying this with a straight face on national television. It was absolute nonsense. Now, these sorts of silly things can be laughed at when they occur in a civilian lounge or civilian faculty lounge or debated in graduate seminars, but they cannot be tolerated in our formations. These ideas are what get people killed. Diversity is not our strength. Unity is our strength.
I want you to hear this other piece at the end.
The call is send us, not send he, not send she, not send they, them. It's send.
So, I mean, I get the notion that you shouldn't just focus on diversity, but to me, that sounds like a divisive comment. We know what they, them is in reference to. I mean, that's a complete dig at least a small segment of the population. I mean, so he's saying it's wrong to focus on diversity, but there is a counter to what diversity is, and that is division. And to me, that statement sounds a bit divisive. Looking in the comments, explosive detail, it says, Tim, you defended Jimmy Kimmel the whole. Jimmy Kimmel, a comedian? You compared him to the Secretary of War? He says, Tim, you defended Jimmy Kimmel the whole time he was about to get fired, at the same time calling Trump racist over a picture. But did you ever have the balls to call out Jimmy Kimmel for his blackface stunt? Let's make it. Let me say what I just said again. You're comparing a comedian to the President of the United States. You're suggesting I hold a comedian or a president to the same standard as a comedian, as if there are no differences between those two. A comedian? There's no way in hell. I don't even know why the conversation is coming up. Even if Jimmy Kimmel should have been held accountable for something he said or got away with it and was not, that's still not in the same universe as a discussion about the President of the United States. I don't know. Jimmy Kimmel? Really? A guy that's on television for an hour a night to the president? I think that's a huge, very long stretch. Looking in the comments, Jasmine Crockett and AOC are working on the corner for half price. Okay, apparently you don't like Crockett or AOC. I mean, is Melania Trump on the same corner with them? Bitch had out nation secrets piled next to hotel toilets, says Tony. Yeah, facts, Tim. No comparison at all. People are delusional. Yeah, I don't get why you would compare Jimmy Kimmel to the President of the United States. Even if what he was saying about Jimmy Kimmel is right or wrong or whatever, it's a comedian. It's not the same level. I mean, that's like me trying to compare Greg Gutfeld to President Obama or Biden. I don't see the parallel at all. But I do want to play this one more time as well, considering that maybe this viewer that made that statement may feel this way about me, but I do get my own little share of hate mail. This came into my inbox. There's a bunch more of you have tuned in, so I do want to play this again. This is one of my viewers coming from the left, mocking me, put a picture of Clarence Thomas's face imposed on my body with my backdrop. I want you to see this. I'm moving it around to some of the other cameras, but if you can see it, that is my backdrop, and you can clearly see it was while I was doing a show with the Obamas as monkeys. You can see on the monitor behind me, the Obamas were monkeys at the time, and you hear the song. I got a question: do you ever get tired of being a bitch ass gigger? Playing in the background. So they got Clarence Thomas's face transposed on my body. I tell you, my inbox, I get some crazy shit. That was probably one of the funniest. Coming from the left. That was coming from somebody on the left. Anyway, tap the screen, get the likes on up to 20,000, and maybe my next caller can tell me why the hell did I receive a message like that in my inbox? Why would somebody send that to me? Feel free to help your boy out with the TikTok cap. Hat mustache goals. This is uncensored programming. We don't block, ban, or censor anybody. You should be able to see that based on what I just showed you. We don't block, ban, or censor anyone for their commentary. This is free speech here. We are MAGA friendly. Been MAGA friendly since day one. always shall be MAGA friendly. Nevertheless, as you see, some liberals get through it. Liberals are welcome as well. Our comments go left of Mom Donnie to I'm having dinner with Q. And yes, you can be critical of anybody, including yours truly. Going back to the box, I see in the comments, MAGA React says because the left are fascist. Wow, fascist, huh? Didn't Carolyn Leavitt and J.D. Vance both indicate that calling folks fascists is what led to attempts on Trump's life? Now here you are calling the left fascist, huh? So I guess it's okay to go back to doing that. In the comments, Trump gave us COVID-19. Joe Biden stopped COVID-19, says user. That's a bit of a stretch. I don't think Trump gave us COVID-19. I think he did a horrible job managing the pandemic, but he didn't give us COVID-19. It was in the country, and once he found out, he did a shitty job addressing it. Have you seen the story of Clarence Thomas? I don't need to see the story. I've seen what he's done as a Supreme Court justice. To me, that surpasses anything you could ever write about the guy. We'll go back to the box and we'll make it happen with Fuzzard. Happy boy, and thank you for that, Fuzzard, by the way, for that hat mustache. Good evening.
How are you?
I don't know. Why would I get that in my inbox?
Dude, so, as you know, me and you get caught in conservative lives a lot together.
Mm-hmm.
You take it from both sides, guy.
Yeah, I
You
do.
take it from
Yeah, I
fucking
do.
and from them.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
I mean, the shit you get called in conservative lives it's ridiculous. I feel offended.
Well, I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm okay with free speech. I get that we're covering passionate topics, so sometimes folks are just not going to be able to control their anger, so to speak. So it happens. But man, when I saw that,
I mean, some of the shit that you say is pretty wishy-washy and like soft. It's like,
give me an example. What if I said
okay,
this
here's an
wishy-washy?
example. Here's one that gets me all the time. Well, he promised all these things. I can understand why they would vote for him. He promised all this. When has he ever kept a fucking promise, Tim? But I can understand why they would vote for him. He promised.
Well,
why? Who the fuck is believing that shit?
well, there's there's going to be some voters that are not as educated as others. A lot of folks who were really disgruntled with how Biden was running the country and the economy, so they were willing to give Trump a little bit of trust.
I'm going to stop the war in 24 hours. Who actually believed that shit?
I believed it.
Motherfuckers out there.
Let me be honest with you. Maybe not 24 hours, maybe in a week or two, but I actually did. I went to a couple of Trump rallies. I said it all the time. I actually did believe, because Trump had a really good, in my opinion, a much better relationship with Vladimir Putin of Russia than Kamala Harris or Biden. I actually did believe that if he got reelected, maybe not in 24 hours, but I thought he could work out something with Putin and end that war pretty quick. I had no idea he would fail this bad on that. I thought he was going to end it. And thank you for the TikTok cap there, Jackson. Go ahead.
He is Putin's little bitch. I mean, he loves Putin right to death, but Putin doesn't return the love.
No.
Putin doesn't give a fuck. But I came up here. I'm going to come up a little bit off topic for a second.
Sure.
Bang, and this is the only chance I've been able to come up and talk to you about this. Almost a week ago now, it was back last Monday, you talked to a gentleman named Smokey, Smokey the Bear, the constitutional guy.
Oh my God.
So I've known him since we've started this whole political TikTok about 6 years now, 7 years, something like that, 6 years. I've known him the entire time. I've been good friends with him. I promise you, he was wacky tobaccoed out of his mind while he was doing that.
And still dropping dimes.
Oh yeah.
What does he do? Just read that as a hobby?
I don't know. I've known him forever, and he's a wicked good guy. But man, yeah, he made it his thing to. I mean, it started when he wanted to become a citizen, so you had to educate yourself a little bit, and he just went above and beyond. And dude, he can. What he was doing there is nothing to him. He can go every single.
Yeah, I've never heard anybody that can recite the Constitution in various sections and all of this shit by heart. Like, I mean, who does that? I mean, I appreciate it. It's awesome, but who does that?
That's what he does. And like I said, he was. I guarantee he was stoned the entire time.
It's not even. It's not even. I'm talking to him like, God damn, I feel dumb. Like my audience, my only saving grace is I'm staring at the camera trying to make sure people, hoping that people can't see how dumb I feel. But I'm thinking,
we all do.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm saying my only saving grace is that the audience watching this shit is just as dumb as I am because he was going in detail. He was awesome.
When he gets going on birthright citizenship and all this stuff, and then it's just like, oh my God, he is an amazing dude. If you do follow him, if you happen to have followed him, he used to do lives all the time. What he does now is sell constitutions on this app. So all he does, he talks about the Constitution and he sells them while he's talking about it.
Yeah, he would be a good person to have as a. I mean, I don't think he has a law degree, but you could be like a legal advisor or whatever. He would be a great person to be a legal advisor.
Yeah, there's times when I don't host as much as I used to, but there was times when I would host, and you send out the bat signal, hey, I need some help with this topic. He was one I would reach out to all the time. So
yeah, he's like a constitutional word processor. And in the comments, the Bison returns. Thank you for your love and support. Appreciate that. Yeah, he is almost like a freaking word processor where you can type in a search and then it'll take you to the Constitution. He's like that. I mean, I ain't never seen him like that.
Yeah, he's a little idiot savant by it. But that's basically what I wanted to talk about. This whole diversity thing in the middle. The irony of these people talk about DEI and all this when they are the most unqualified people to be in this cabinet doing the job that they're doing, and they're throwing stones in glass houses. It's right there with. You want to talk about fraud? You have JD Vance jumping around. He was in my state, the state of Maine, talking about fraud in California, holding $1.3 billion from California because they're not doing enough about fraud. You have Donald Trump, who's a 34-time felon for what? Fraud. Yeah. And now he wants to do this whole 1776 $1.8 billion. That's the biggest fraud. Oh, by the way, don't investigate me or my family anymore. For our fraud. Don't look at our fraud anymore.
I will say, fortunately, for the country as a whole, a lot of even Republicans in MAGA are like, this might be a line that we can't cross. I mean, look, we're willing to turn the blind eye on a whole lot of shit, but paying off folks who beat up cops on camera, like, goddamn, like, what's next?
Don't investigate my family for the fraud I'm going to commit from here on out.
Yeah. I don't understand how all your taxes got leaked and somehow that protects your entire family from tax fraud. What does your family even have to do with this matter?
And your taxes are not protected, by the way. There's no protections on that.
No.
I don't believe so. I don't think there's any.
Well, you don't want to release, private. I mean, I don't know. There's got to be some privacy protections on your taxes, but even if they do release your taxes, that should not give your family immunity from being investigated. That makes no sense at all. I mean, it would be one thing is if you had let's say for instance, you got a judgment and you were going to win several $100,000 and the IRS said in lieu of paying you, maybe we won't investigate your son, make some kind of deal with you. But he got $2 billion and his family got protected. I mean, that makes no sense at all.
I'll tell you what, Messe, oh shit, what's his name? The senator that was just voted out in
Massey,
thank you. He's going to scorch on his way out. He is going to burn the place down.
Marjorie Taylor Greene could have done that. She might be wishing she had not resigned as well. I mean, but the guy made it clear. He said, I got 7 months left. So that is a clear indication that he's probably not going to be a good 7 months for the Trump side of the aisle. But for him to say that means, as Mr. Miyagi told Danielson, there's still good karate inside. So apparently he probably wants to do something in the last 7 months.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But I see a gangster down in the comments saying next. Someone asked, is it because he's white tea? I don't know. He's getting impatient.
Well, you do know they say gangster grandma's a white woman. I hear that all the time. So go figure.
Do you really?
Huh?
Did you hear that?
Oh, a lot of my guests go and look at her profile and say she's a white woman.
No shit.
All the
That's fine.
time.
I
All
never
the
looked at a
time.
profile. That'd be funny.
Well, I'm
All
just
right,
saying.
Tim, always good talking to you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming up. All right, moving on with the program. Tap the screen, get the likes on up to 35,000, if you will. That's because she is, says Alter Ego. So there's another one that says Gangsta Grandma is Caucasian. Real quick in the comments, tap the screen, get the likes on up, if you will. Clarence Thomas brought to you by none other than the great KF. What is the great KF? What is that? I need to know that. Of course, you won't call him out. Why would you, hypocrite? It's a fucking comedian. I mean, like, seriously, it's a comedian. Yeah, I don't think that Kimmel, what did he do? You're saying he put on blackface and that's what this is all about? To me, it's a weak argument. And like I said, even if you're right that the left is ignoring Kimmel and going after Trump, even if you're 100% right, they ain't calling out a comedian. I don't think the right is going to call out gut feel of some of the folks on the right, but it's not the president. It's not in the same universe. If you got somebody on the right that's wearing blackface or something and the liberals call them out, but they don't call Jimmy Kimmel out, you got a good argument. But not when you're comparing them to the president. It's not the same. It's just not the same. Look at it in the comments, though. What does make America great again mean to you? I'd have to pass that on to a guest. Cap, and I see is Amy BK says this Negro, but she didn't say Negro. What does make America great mean? Look, it don't look like anything good right now, but here's what I used to say. Make America great again means when you had 2-parent households, when you had prayer in the family, people actually ate dinner at the dinner table, when we had traditional values. However, now that Trump has been in office for almost 2 years, it's looking a lot darker than what I used to say. So I'm going to keep it at that, and I'll let some of you folks, if you come up, answer as to what you believe that phrase means. But now it's looking a little bit darker than what I originally thought. Looking in the comments, Gangsta is fair skinned, LOL, she's not white. Talking about Gangsta Grandma. And I see in the comments, David is trying to indicate we have TDS. It comes up every show. It is what it is. Caucasian is an incorrect term. White is correct. We don't come from the Caucasus Mountains. Fair enough, but I mean, they call a whole lot of people African American that don't come from Africa, right? I heard Freedom is a basketball player too. Don't know what that means. Trump is a comedian on the level of Pee Wee Herman. I wish we had elected a president and not a comedian, though, to be honest with you. Let me go back to the box, tap the screen, get the likes on up to 35,000, if you will. Lightning bolt up your ass, says Samuel L. Jackson. Zeus. Good evening. If it brings you up, I thought I saw Zeus in there. We'll go, well, maybe not. It must have dropped him. We'll go straight to Stick, the ruler. Good evening, Stick. Welcome to the program. Stick, I gotta know, do you ever get tired? Good evening.
Hey, that was for you, man. I'm a special delivery.
What the fuck? What in the actual fuck? What are you trying to say, sir? What are you trying to say?
We getting sick and tired, Tim. Your beloved MAGA and all this shit, and they right in front of you playing in your face. You needed to wake up, man. So we woke you up.
Okay, well, let me go ahead and be candid with the audience for you folks who are watching. That Clarence Thomas superimposed on my face. This is the caller that graced my email with that bullshit. You're comparing me to the likes of Clarence Thomas, really?
Listen, I came up with the idea. I did not make the effect. I did add the song, so it was a calambo. Because again, we watch you, man. We support you, and we go into the lives like the man said, and we hear how they talk to you, and it's just like, nah, man, nah. We gonna have to wake him up. Maybe he need to be shook a little bit. So we shook you.
Well, understand, just because I believe my beloved MAGA has the right to. I believe they have the right. Listen, just because I believe my beloved MAGA has the right to free speech, and I still believe that, and I'm willing to have a conversation with MAGA, that doesn't make me a bitch ass nigga. So why do you say that?
Man, listen. I had to wake you up. I'm
saying. Awake.
I had to wake you. Hey, listen. It got you talking. It got you asking the question why. We know who Clarence Thomas is and how he moves. I'm just gonna say it again. You got people that come up and they go too far, and you don't straighten their ass out. That's why I be saying, I hope Gangsta Grandma come up here, because half the time I'm doing what you doing with you. What you doing with MAGA, I'm doing with you. Only because I know that you really lean left.
Well, sometimes you talk about MAGA going too far. How do you respond to folks who say Gangsta Grandma goes too far?
I say they're right that she does sometimes go too far, and I've had my conversation with Gangsta Grandma. Look, Gangsta Grandma, ain't what you saying, is how you saying it. Come on now, we need to be on the show, not get banned, not get dropped.
So are you suggesting that Gangsta Grandma also is a bitch ass nooker?
No, I'm saying she's saying what needs to be said.
Come on, and that did I see what I just saw? No.
Like I said,
both y'all shut your damn mouth. You know what? I'll tell you something, both y'all asses. I'm not a kiss ass. I'm not cutting up on no kind of people thing, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I don't sugarcoat shit for nobody. And if I have to sugarcoat shit for y'all two black asses, I won't go none of y'all shit. Oh God. But I'm not fake. For one, I'll never will be fake. And keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. I don't disrespect people. They disrespect me.
All right, Will Smith. All right, Will Smith, I keep my name out your mouth.
No, but you know what, Tim? You are a ratty raccoon. Oh, God. Oh, God.
What did I do?
Let me tell you this. And you know how ignorant these motherfuckers is? Oh, she's white. No, motherfucker. If you know definition of blackness comes in every shade. That's why you motherfuckers hate us.
I'm black.
Black comes in every fucking shade.
I will take my whatever that you got coming, because guess what? Just like I got on his ass, I'm just saying, Gigi, sometimes.
I just said, you guys keep your mouth shut. Don't tell me what the fuck to do and try to correct me.
I'm not.
You guys don't correct your own bitches. I'm not the one that's fucking you guys. You don't need to correct no other woman.
Gigi, it's not about correcting.
No. I don't correct men. And the men do not come up here and try to correct me. You better check your ass.
Okay, let me interject in just a second. Here's what's really hold on. Here's what's crazy. Stick is 100% on your side, and you.
Okay, but you don't need to correct me like I'm a child.
He's not correcting you.
Yes, he is. He's telling me what you gotta do it this way.
Gigi, hold on.
And here comes the white cat.
Time out, Gigi. I'm not correcting you.
Cedric.
I'm really stating, even if you're on my show, if you're on Tim's show, we don't want you dropped. We want you to say what you're saying.
Put in your request, Cedric.
Put it differently then. Put it differently. Do not put it like you're trying to correct me.
Gigi, that's what I said, Gigi. I said we don't want you dropped. Did I not, Tim?
He's 100% on your side, and you going in hard on him.
Gigi, I was not trying to correct you. I said I don't want you to get dropped. We need you to keep saying what you're saying. Did you not hear me say that?
Here comes the Rick.
Cedric, speak.
I'm just so curious. Could they sitting here talking? I'm just so curious. Why is everything a race problem with y'all folks?
Okay, let me break this shit down for you. With your salty.
You don't have to break it down to me.
Look at ass. Let me break this shit down to you. Who made it about race? Your beloved ass Jesus did. Okay?
The only person that I see coming up here daily.
You want to ask the question? Shut your ugly ass up. Your beloved, the one that's in office, you guys made it about race, okay? Now,
the only person that I see come up in this live every single motherfucking day and make shit about race is you.
What?
He says the only person he sees.
Okay, so hold on, time out, bro. First of all.
Wait, hold on. Stick. No, hold on. Let him. Gangsta Grandma did not hear what he said. Cedric, you go ahead and clear it up and then think you can take it. Go ahead, Cedric. What did you say?
Some of y'all come up here
Some
daily,
of y'all.
Let him talk.
and all y'all do is the white this, the white that, make everything about race. What is wrong with
Bro,
y'all?
we already heard this shit, Tim. Why the fuck did you let him just say that again? We already heard this shit.
It's free speech, Dick.
I'm gonna say it again.
No,
fuck
hate
that.
speech
I
is
gotta
not
go.
free speech.
Hey, listen. It's my turn. So first of all, Tim's goddamn topic was about what the fuck Pete Hegseth said. And that motherfucker said diversity is not the shit that we need to be on. What is diversity? That's motherfucking race. You stupid motherfucker. So what are you talking about?
Clock it.
Shut
Okay.
your bitch ass up. You don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Okay, I don't.
Your problem is y'all
That's
make
what I'm talking about,
everything a race problem when there ain't no damn race problem.
It's a fucking race problem when the fucking secretary
That ain't no
of
damn race problem.
says it is, you stupid bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Hey, you stupid motherfucker.
Okay, I'm gonna have to break it apart. Because you guys are getting too deep to the point where
Hey, he the one talking all crazy.
TikTok is starting to warn me because y'all, as opposed to addressing in comments, y'all insult each other. So let me ask you though, Cedric, what about the fact that Pete Hegseth? Did you hear me playing Pete Hegseth earlier?
Yeah.
What is that?
I'm not saying that there ain't selective few people in this world that do have a race problem.
Is Hegseth one of them?
Yeah, Hegseth is probably one of them.
So the head of the military, in your opinion, has a race problem. He was appointed by Trump.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump has a
Yeah.
race problem?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah. Yeah.
That ain't good, right?
I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm getting at is when you have people like Gangsta Grandma that walks around and just thinks white tea this, white tea that, I see a white tea person and screw that person, that we're not getting nowhere with this.
Well, she has stated she views a white race fine. She just doesn't like MAGA is what she's saying.
Tim, that woman don't like white people at all. At all.
So what, she's lying when she says she doesn't, she says,
Yeah, clean through her teeth. That woman can't stand a white person at all.
well,
I am a man who sits down on Thanksgiving dinner with the black folks, and then a couple hours later, I got to go sit down with the white folks. Well, why is everything a race problem out here?
well, I gotta say this to you, Cedric. If you're admitting that both the Secretary of War and the president likely have a race problem, hold on. You would have to assume that if the head of this country has a race problem, it's going to affect the citizens of the country in a negative way, right? So you're going to probably see more citizens.
That's 110% correct, and I vote to the right. I'm not going to defend Trump, and I'm not going to defend this bullshit that's going on. I defend my views and my values towards the way I vote, but this shit with Trump has done got ridiculous.
Give me an example.
Y'all, you bring it up daily. This is not what I voted for, Tim. I voted for his first term. What he done in his first term, I liked.
Mm-hmm.
What he is doing currently is a load of bullshit.
Mm.
I am in rural South Arkansas.
Okay.
I have never seen. Hold up.
Let him finish though. Let me hear what he has to say. Hold on. I want to hear his statement. I gotta hear.
Even under Biden's high ass gases and everything else, I have never seen gas prices make it to $4 a gallon in Arkansas.
Oh, well, get
We
over
are
it.
here.
You voted for this shit.
You
voted for hatred. You voted for hatred. You knew Trump
That is not what I voted for. That is not what I voted for.
Get over it.
That is not what I voted for.
Everybody told you, the black and brown community told people, don't vote for this man. He's pure hate. Project 2020 was fucking real.
How do you respond? Hold on. Cedric, hang on. Cedric, how do you respond? Because she is right. the liberal side of the aisle was accusing this guy of being a hateful guy for quite a while. Now, obviously, when you voted for him, you ignored it the first. So, what made you now see hate in him that you did not see when the liberals were claiming?
That goes back to his first term versus his second term. His first term, whether y'all want to say he did a good job or not, he done a really good job.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did, Gangsta Grandma.
He was spewing hate then. The Mexicans was rapists and all that shit.
God.
No, the releasing everybody
Obama got rid of Mexicans. That's nothing new.
No. See, this is what Tim lets you guys do. Tim lets you guys spear all this misinformation. We're not going to do this. Not today, buddy. I got enough money and I got time. Let me break this shit down to you. To Tim, he likes your cock in your mouth. He likes your cock in your mouth. He likes to play tonsils with your shit. You feel what I'm saying? He likes to cook protein. But let me break this shit down to you.
Tap the screen, folks. Get the likes up to 40,000. I need that. Smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube.
No.
He was talking about
false. Gangsta Grandma, in my defense, no, I did not know.
Oh,
no,
bullshit.
That's false.
Bullshit.
That's false.
Bullshit.
Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he honestly didn't know.
All over the national news when he was knocking Black America. He was knocking everybody down, Tim.
Here you are again, making it all about race.
It is about race. Everything this man has done.
Not everybody votes for race, Gangsta Grandma.
Bullshit. You guys knew what he was about. He told you guys the platform.
In my personal opinion, I think the man done a great job his first term.
No, he didn't.
I think prices was coming down, gas was cheap, we was living life.
That was because of Obama, a black man. He started the birthrights. He started about with Obama, saying that he wasn't even American. He was Kenyan. He started with his birth certificate. But that wasn't racist. Come on, man.
Gangsta Grandma, I'm going to tell you, during Trump's first term that he's bringing up, the economy. Now we can say he inherited a good economy from Obama. I'm not denying that, but the economy continued getting better until the pandemic. So under his first term, it wasn't that bad.
Yes, it did, Gangsta. It was so good that we had inflation rates of like 0.5.
No, we had tariffs
in his first term.
Let me tell you guys. See, this is how ignorant. That's why he likes the uneducated. Because we had tariffs. We had washer and dryers and stuff that was going through the roof. He had tariffs on other countries. Don't get this shit twisted. The unemployment rate when he left was at 14%. Then we had lines of people asking and begging for food.
I'm not going to accuse.
What are you talking about?
I'm not going to accuse the inflammation rate
asking for food.
I got a correction for you, Cedric. In the comments, user guy says gas in Arkansas reached $5 a gallon under Bush for at least 3 months at the beginning of the Iraq War in March 2003. He's indicating that you're incorrect on that.
I'm going to tell you something. I do not remember that. This is about the highest gas prices that I have ever seen in this state.
That's the shit that you fucked in the ass and got it.
Hey, come on now.
You voted for this shit. You voted for hatred. You voted for the ICE to go and destroy people's lives. You voted for this shit. People warned you. The first time he was in, he showed you his colors. Leopards don't change their stripes.
Speaking of Gangsta Grandma, speaking of hate, in the comments, explosive detailing says he's questioning because he says asking someone for proof of birth in regards to Obama. Says asking for somebody proof of birth is racist now. He's saying is it
the way he did it? The way he did it, yes. And you know, did you see how
Tim,
you're fixing to lose a whole lot of your followers. You are fixing Tim on God. You're fixing to lose a lot.
What the hell did I do?
Because what you're over is capping like a whole child keyword.
Okay, go ahead, Cedric.
Big dog that's in the comments right now, we have, through this platform and everything else, have got to, we've talked a few times and everything else and this and that, blah, blah, blah. He might live, I don't know, maybe a good 30 minutes from me down here in South Arkansas. Mm-hmm. He's been around for a long time. So whoever dude is telling me that I'm a lie about gas prices is full of shit. This is the highest ass gas prices that I have
Thanks
seen
to
in South
Donald
Arkansas
Trump.
in my life.
Thank you for Donald Trump did this. He did all of this. Our food is up in orbit. Ground beef.
But you
a
were
pound of ground
gangster.
beef.
You trying to argue with me about something that I agree with you on.
No, you over here saying that
you were
he's not racist.
bitching at me about something I agree with you.
You over here saying that this isn't about race when his whole
What the
administration
hell does
is
gas
about
prices
race.
got to do with race?
Oh my fucking God! His whole administration is about race.
What in the hell does the gas prices got to do with race, gangster grandma?
It's a good question.
You really want to know? You really want to know? Why did he need to go pew pew and bomb pew pew another white country? Why does it have to be a brown country? Why does it have to be a brown country? Why is he going into other countries that are only brown? Why is he doing that? But he won't go into England. He won't go into Germany. He's trying his best to go into.
He won't go into England and he won't go into Germany. So you expect Donald Trump to attack his NATO allies?
Well, he threatened Green. Hold on, I'm gonna push back on both of you. Greenland is not brown, and Cedric, that is a NATO ally. Greenland. He did threaten to attack Greenland.
Actually, yeah, they are. They're indigenous people.
Okay,
they are brown.
You got a point. I mean, you that's true. You got a point.
So,
but I mean, I will say in response to that, yeah, Trump lets his mouth overload his ass.
He's a racist.
This day, has Trump done anything to Greenland?
Admit it, Cedric. He is a racist. His whole platform is racist.
I told Gangster Grandma, I said 15 minutes ago the man might be racist.
This is the reason why I talk about race all the time. Because you know what? Because you have white tea privilege. And let me tell you something. You better be lucky you got white tea privilege. Because he's not coming after you white folks. He's coming after us. Everything he's done is coming for us. It's not for you. Because you say you don't understand why we talk about it.
And see, that's the
2 minutes.
I can't wrap my head around that part of it because you hear a lot of African Americans.
Because you're white.
I am half African American, gangster.
Oh my God.
I no bullshit. I have heard the N-word and the whole you this, you that, my whole daggone life.
Oh my God, you're just something.
But you were sitting up here trying to make a.
Go on, you're a white boy, so shut your mouth. You ain't gonna tell me shit.
Why won't you believe him when he says he's biracial?
I am biracial as it gets.
He's half black. So then why the fuck are you capping for the white man then?
I'm not.
But you are. You voted for him.
No, I think both sides make a problem out of nothing.
Oh my God. Okay.
Here's my whole thing. Look,
1 minute.
Let me tell you something.
I'm gonna leave it at this, Tim. I'll leave it at this.
I guarantee you, because you sound sure. You sound like a.
Whenever she get done talking, I'll leave it at this. But she also all she does is talk.
Because you over here talk like you're a corn-fed little motherfucker. Talk. Look, you better go look at your history. And you say you have black, go look at your history. Because he's coming for your ugly ass. Just because you're half don't mean shit. He's coming from everybody in the South. Our voting rights. He is taking that from us.
All right. Last word to Cedric, gangster. We're moving on.
Tim.
Real quick.
After him, please.
Well, I got other guests that want to get in too, but we'll make it happen. All right, Cedric, last word to you.
The only thing I have to say to your entire audience, as a mixed man who sees both sides of everything, and I mean, Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, he's doing this, he's doing that. I want to find out the first American citizen of any race that can come up here and give us an example of some shit that Donald Trump has done that's going to get them kicked out of the country, thrown out, treated like shit. That's what these folks say.
You do wait. I actually can.
American citizen.
I can. Oh, you mean that's going to get an American citizen kicked out of the country?
American citizen.
Well, I'll tell you.
I would like to know.
I can answer that myself. They've already stated that he wants to hire a group of folks that go over folks who became naturalized citizens to see if you can find anything in their history that they lie on an application that they committed a crime.
Okay, well, all right. Okay, and that's some crazy ass talk.
Yeah, they're doing that. So he's.
But it drives me up the wall with the African American community. What in the hell has Donald Trump done to the African American community to make them think that, oh, we're going to deport all the Africans now? Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
I can't. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen him do anything that indicates he wants to deport everybody that's black, even black Americans.
That's just crazy.
But I will say that he has done a lot to indicate he's not very favorable to people of color. I mean, shithole cities are even.
20 minutes ago, I told you.
Yeah, you did admit it. So you do understand
that Donald Trump might not have a racist side to him.
Right. So if you believe it, even as a former Trump voter, that he might be kind of racist, at the very least, you would understand why so many black people don't like him. Then, right?
Well, I would. Yes.
Okay.
I would understand that part, but I will never understand all this talk about he's going to do this and he's going to do that to the black community. He's not going to do the things that y'all are lining them out to do.
Well, listen, that happens in politics. Remember, Hillary Clinton was eating babies. Barack Obama was born in Kenya. I mean, that's what happens. I mean, Trump has said a bunch of wild shit about people too. That's kind of what happens. So, I get what you're saying, that people may be saying things about Trump that may or may not be true. Trump said that Obama was going to start a war with Iran just to get reelected. So, I mean,
started a war. I understand.
Yeah, so you can't do it and then complain about when it comes back to you.
I've been up here a couple of times, Tim, and I've told you I'm middle of the road. I can see stuff right and wrong on both sides. I am the kind of guy that I think whenever y'all are ready to go throw some more tea in the harbor, sign me up. I don't think neither side got anything to do.
So it sounds like you're trying to, before I move it on, it kind of sounds like you're trying to tell me the swamp was not officially drained.
No, heck no. You ain't going to drain that swamp on neither side.
Well, one guy did promise to do that, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Cedric, thanks for coming through. I appreciate it.
All right.
Moving on, tap the screen, get the likes on up to 50,000. We don't block, ban, or censor. If you're watching on YouTube and you enjoy uncensored dialogue from all sides of the aisle, we don't block, ban, or censor anyone. We're MAGA friendly. I need for you folks on YouTube to smash that like button. Helps out the algorithm. It does bring in more MAGA. So if you're watching on YouTube, smash that like button. If you happen to be watching us live currently on Instagram, Substack, TikTok, or Clapper, follow the program. If you're watching us live on YouTube, give your boy a sub. We're here most weekdays and sometimes on the weekends as well. Happy Memorial Day weekend to all of you folks. This is the first weekend of summer unofficially. So looking in the comments, which party released a AI video of Obama as an ape? I think the AI video of Stephen Colbert being thrown in the garbage can, AI video of dumping shit on protesters, AI video of himself as a pope, AI video of himself as a wrestler beating up CNN, AI video of himself as Jesus Christ the healer. All from one guy, not the party. It's coming from one fucking guy. It's not even a party. It's just him. It's him. It ain't the party. You're not getting that from the Republican Senate or Republican Congress members. You're getting it from him. He's doing it by himself. Tap the screen, alter ego. Thank you for the hat and mustache. Some of you folks help your boy out with the hat, mustache, TikTok cap goes. Looking in the comment section before we go to the next caller. Yeah, it's one guy sending all that shit out. One guy. What president blocked the Harriet Tubman $20 bill? That was Trump in his first term, claiming that something was wrong with the press. Some excuse he gave. And you never heard about it again. And now he's talking about putting out currency with his face on it. So maybe Trump was the one that helped folks on the Underground Railroad. Looking in the comments, looks like TikTok, somebody don't reported TikTok. We may have to end up appealing it. I don't know what happened, but you know what happens with TikTok. Let's see here. If it even gives the right to do it, TikTok can be crazy. We're going to continue with the show regardless, because you can still call up on Instagram, Substack, or Clapper. So we're going to continue with the show, even though TikTok don't did some shit here. Let me make sure put in the appeal correct. Sometimes you win the appeal, sometimes you don't. Anyway, Bridget Calton says what happened. Okay, yeah, TikTok was taken down. MAGA is still reporting. Yeah, I mean that's what likely happened. TikTok sucks now. Yeah, and that was one of the subtopics I was going to talk about is censorship, because I'm hearing even folks on YouTube, Midas Touch, which is a left-wing program, released a video yesterday, and they're claiming that they're noticing their viewership, subscribers, and everything, and even folks who are receiving the notifications when they're on, is dropping. People are writing, they're showing like, I haven't received a video from you in weeks. So what they're indicating is that YouTube may be starting to censor left-wing content creators as well. I don't know, but I know I've seen a dip in my own viewership on YouTube. I understand when Trump is being criticized, you're going to lose some MAGA. Just like when I criticize Obama or Biden, bitch ass Negro, you saw what I got. So it happens, but I've seen a pretty big dip in the amount of live viewers I get. And there's no reason. We haven't changed the platform of the show or anything. I've seen it as well. So I don't know what's happening, but that could be. Because we do know that the Trump administration, for the most part, is working with a lot of the tech bros, the Zuckerbergs, and the folks who are over Oracle, which is over Google. They're working with Trump, and we know Trump does not like negative shit being said about him. You're hearing about Kimmel, you're hearing about Fallon, you're hearing about Colbert. He's making it clear he does not want criticism of him out there. So it wouldn't surprise me if he is telling folks behind the scenes to alter algorithms and things like that and do that. I'm not saying he is, but it would not surprise me. I do not look at President Trump and say, yay, a president that's in favor of free speech. I do not see that whatsoever. He's in favor of favorable speech, not free speech. Looking in the comments, though, and tap the screen, get the lights on up. It looks like in there says, about to get some kush-ups in while listening today. CBOG Kush. Kennedy James admitted to being a pedo, MAGA. Admitted to it? Doom, gloom, January 6th, and race hustling. Sassy, if you got a problem with that. What is race hustling? Let me know what that is. Let me go back to the box. So go to Dencal on Instagram. You can still call in on Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. Until then, we have a backup page, but I'm not even going to go to it because the appeal went through. So apparently, let me see if it's saying the appeal went through. We might be to still go live. I'll see what happens. Dencal, good evening.
Good evening.
What brought you up? What am I getting wrong here today?
I didn't hear the first
Alabama wants you.
Say that again.
I just tuned in, so I didn't hear the first part of your program.
Okay, I'm going to give you a clip. And by the way, folks, TikTok is back up. The appeal went through, so I guess TikTok viewed it as just simply a bullshit report. I'm going to start up the TikTok live and just keep going. Because you're military, you too would be a guest worthy of playing this for. This is Hegseth a couple hours ago at West Point giving a speech. I want you to hear this.
We say it not because of our differences, but because of what we share. The single dumbest phrase in military history was peddled in our Army only a few short years ago. You've all heard it, maybe in your first 2 years at West Point. Our diversity is our strength. The single dumbest phrase in military history. We had generals saying this with a straight face on national television. It was absolute nonsense. Now, these sorts of silly things can be laughed at when they occur in a civilian lounge or civilian faculty lounge or debated in graduate seminars, but they cannot be tolerated in our formations. These ideas are what get people killed. Diversity is not our strength. Unity is our strength.
I want you to hear this last clip.
The call is send us, not send he, not send she, not send they, them. It's send us.
What's your take on that? Is that sounds legit, or you got an adverse opinion on that?
No, that was horrible.
What you
That
say?
was completely horrible
What?
to tell people that are in a diverse atmosphere that they shouldn't integrate. They shouldn't bring in all of their knowledge about life into situations that help people. Like I don't get that.
Well, I had Stevie D on the same platform you're on now. Stevie D said that focusing on diversity is like making everything about race, and he says that focusing on diversity is what divides us.
If we don't, we understand throughout history and throughout our personal lives, if you don't deal with the original sins, they don't just go away. You can't just stop talking about shit that's the undergird of our existence. We understand that slavery is what produced this country and made it to what it is. And the people who bore the brunt of it, who were mistreated, hung, did everything too. If you never deal with that, if you never apologize, if you never admit what the fuck happened, you cannot just get past it.
Yeah, but how do you respond to folks who say we admitted what happened?
But we haven't admitted what happened.
Well, you can. I mean, slavery is taught in schools. They have admitted that. They've admitted every single detail. I agree with that. But they're going to say, you have civil rights now. You have equality. How much more do you want us to do? You can vote. You can become president. They're going to suggest that, at some point you can't keep bashing what my ancestors did and I had no part of.
I can understand the individual's reluctance or not necessarily wanting to hear about it, but the individuals, they don't get to tell people who have been abused. That's like telling somebody that's been abused as a child to just stop talking about it. Like you can't tell the person that's been abused how they should react to stuff.
Yeah, but they're going to say that you, as an individual living in 2026, you were neither a slave and most likely you didn't live through Jim Crow. They're going to say this generation has no business trying to portray themselves as a victim of what happened yesteryear.
Okay, well then if I tell them that my family members, my father came back from Vietnam and wasn't able to get his VA loan, which is, we know the creator of wealth is owning property, I have been deprived of said wealth. So they can say whatever they want, we not affected and all of that shit. Yes, Ruby Bridges is still alive. The woman that had to get escorted into a school because it was a mob of white people yelling at her, which one of them included the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. So I don't want to hear about what's not affecting us. It is still affecting us. Yeah. All of that wealth from Tulsa. What about that? All of the land that was stolen throughout Florida and California.
Yeah.
What about all of that?
Yeah, I can't disagree, because you are correct. As a Gen Xer myself, when we were kids, there was virtually no generational wealth in the Black community at all. And yeah, we helped build the country just like everybody else.
All we're seeing right now is first generational wealth. The people like Oprah Winfrey, the people Jay-Z, the people we view as like the richest Black people, in America. That's all first generation.
Yeah. Yeah, they all got rich during our lifetime. We don't have a Rockefeller or a Howard Hughes type. In the comments, Alter Ego says, but will your son get that VA loan now that you're saying your dad couldn't get? He's saying that, yeah, your dad could not have gotten a VA loan coming back from Vietnam, but he's saying your son will not have to deal with that.
That is true. I have gotten I'm using the VA loan right now, but that doesn't take away what was taken from my family, from my ancestry. You can't just be like, well, you know, you okay now, so just fuck whatever happened in the past. Like, no, we see shit that's still going on right now. You can look at prison statistics. You can look at not just wealth gaps. You can look at education. You can look at infant mortality rates. All of that shit is connected to fucking internal systemic racism. You can't explain that shit away and just be like, oh, well, that's just the way it is. There's reasons why there's still redlining going on in the country.
Well,
I know because I was a part of a damn a lawsuit from Countrywide. We found out even Navy Federal was doing that shit in like the last 10 years. Don't tell me we should just stop talking about it because it don't affect you. It's still affecting us. And if you ask us, or you think we about to stop, you need to just get used to it because we're not fucking gonna stop. We see them taking away all of our representation down south, and they acting like this shit ain't actually happened. They literally removing all black representation from down fucking south. The whole reason for the Voting Rights Act was to prevent the racist motherfuckers from doing this shit. The moment they remove the law, guess what happens?
The racist motherfucker. Yeah. And I see in regards to that, what you said about the class action with Countrywide giving black people higher interest rates simply because they were black. I was involved in that class action suit as well. So that happened in our lifetime, and it happened to us, not our parents or grandparents. It happened to me too.
Right. And it's still happening. It's just that they got slicker with the shit. The people that are in charge of these institutions are still in charge of these institutions.
Yeah. In the comments, though, Cedric Haney down in southern Arkansas that is biracial, half black, half white, he says, that is true, so quit complaining about problems that have been fixed.
It's not fixed. We just said shit that's happening to us. What are we talking about?
Well, slavery has been fixed. So quick.
We're not complaining about slavery right now. We're complaining about the things that were created around the slave trade. We're complaining that the people who perpetrated the slave trade get praised now. All of those insurance companies, all of the big banks, all of them motherfuckers was involved in the slave trade.
Yeah.
They all got very, very wealthy, and they have handed down trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars to their loved ones and their families, only for us to be excluded.
I think where the disconnect is there are plenty of poor and low middle class whites saying that, you know, my family did not own slaves, or my family didn't profit from the slave trade, or I didn't receive any major inheritance. So they're indicating because they didn't get it, they didn't benefit any more than you did. That's because it happens when you mention the white privilege card. Well, I don't have anything. I grew up poor. I don't have any privilege. So that's where I think the disconnect is.
Well, I mean, I could understand that feeling if I was in a situation where everything was already set up for me to be successful and I still fucked it all up.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying, you like if you living in a country that's, look, it can go all the way down to. I had conversations with some of my friends once I joined the military, and they talk about when they used to, you know, when they were kids, they would drive around drunk and stuff, and then the police would chase them, and they would just take them home and report them to their parents, and they got away with so much shit. They was selling drugs. They was doing every damn thing that a young black man was doing, but the black man, his ass going to jail. His ass going to jail. He gonna be on paper. He gonna have a record. He ain't gonna be able to get bailed out. His parents ain't gonna be able to help him. And now that same white dude who done all this fuck shit all his life, now the next thing you know, this motherfucker, you know, he's joining the family business, and now he's a damn Fortune 500 motherfucking leader.
Are you? It almost sounds like you're saying the Jenkins family in Chicago would never get treated like the Dukes in Hazzard. if they were doing the same shit.
We learned about running from the police from the Dukes of Hazzard. But when they got caught, it was always, look, wait till the next episode.
Yeah.
When we got caught, our black ass was going to jail.
Not once with all that running and jumping and smashing police cars. Not once did the cops ever fire on them. Unfortunately, the likes of what is her name, Renee Nicole Gooden, all she had to do was drive the SUV a little bit towards ice, and they shot her in the face. I don't get it.
Just imagine Boss Hogg in the hood, what he would have been doing to them.
Yeah, I don't get it, but yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I think even most police, I won't say most, but a lot of police departments have even admitted that our country has been harder on black suspects, black criminals, black violators, blacks that have been simply apprehended, whether they're guilty of anything or not. Our country has been harder on them. I think they've came out, a lot of police departments have came out and admitted that.
Yeah, and then you had the president of the United States getting booked into the that was down in
Georgia.
when he got booked, and then they was talking about how bad the prisons are and how nasty they are and dirty. They ain't never said that to a black man who complained about the justice system.
No. Yeah, Trump said that was one of the reasons why he pardoned the J6ers, because the conditions in federal prison was so horrible. Yeah, you're right. I've never heard somebody ever suggest that somebody who tried to beat the hell out of cops or was breaking and entering the Capitol building, well, you know, prison is kind of nasty. We might need to let them out.
Man, you can't make this shit up, man.
Well,
he wants to let them up. Now he wants to literally, can you imagine Barack Obama setting up a fund to pay all the people that was in the BLM right? Can you imagine what, with taxpayer money, not a GoFundMe, using my taxpayer money to fund somebody that burnt down a CVS?
Well, I will say, in defense of Trump, in defense of the right, not Trump, in defense of the Republicans, it does seem like a lot of Republicans are not even cool with this. So he's taking flack now from the Senate. They're not even cool with him paying back the January 6th protesters. So
I get that, but from my perspective, dude, we don't look. How long did it take them? Like, we saw him try to motherfucking do a coup on the United States. We seen him. We heard him say how he sexually assaults women. We heard him say the most foul, heinous shit about ending a whole generation of people and killing people, and now 1.8, 1.776 is that's too much.
Well, perhaps his vision for America was so awesome that they were willing to overlook a few things. I don't know. I don't have an answer for it, Denka. I do not have an answer for that.
How's that vision going? What you guys said you're going to tell me? I had never seen gas that man. He did a great job in his first term, which they always want to cut out the part when 3,000 people a day was dying from a mishandled motherfucking pandemic that he had the playbook for that he threw away because it had Obama's name on it. We just gonna throw that whole part out and say, well, inflation was low during COVID. No shit, because nobody could afford shit.
Well, how about we say he did a good job in his first term until the pandemic?
No, because you're not gonna do that today, Tim. You said if it happens on their watch.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
So we're not gonna say, well, what happened, up until. No, because that's a part of the whole.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree. I think Trump's handling the pandemic was terrible in a whole variety of different ways. I don't think he did anything good other than authorize money for Operation Warp Speed. But he didn't even encourage folks to take the vaccine or even listen to that. So yeah, I think his handling the pandemic was terrible.
Now the same people who was kissing his ass are saying that the vaccine is killing folks and they've been murdered all of these people. They give them credit for inventing or getting it, having it sped up. But now they're saying, oh, way. Which one is it?
It's President Trump.
Do a great job or not?
I gotta move on Dinkel, but it's President Trump. He's like Burger King. He can have it his way. You know how that works.
Yeah, but his supporters can't. But one last thing I will say though is I do see a kink in his armor. There are a lot of people that are starting to say, wait a minute, and that's good. And I don't want to alienate those people.
So you do believe that even though people may have voted for Trump as many as 3 times, you don't think the Democrats should alienate them? Because a lot of Democrats like Gangsta Grandma and folks like that are like, fuck that, we don't forgive you. You put this guy in office and he's ruining the country. You're saying if those folks have came around and they realize the error of their ways, they should be accepted.
I mean, yeah, eventually we gotta find a way, man, to try to come back together. It's difficult because he's put such a wedge between this country. But yes, I believe that I'm not a very religious person, but even the Bible says forgiveness is godliness. So yeah, I got but that ain't gonna stop. That ain't gonna stop the criticism, though. I'm gonna let you know about it. I ain't gonna just walk away now.
No, listen, there were reasons to vote for Trump. He offered a lot of good shit, man. He offered a lot of good shit. I gotta move it on, Dinkel, but this is what happens in this environment. Hopefully we can correct this somehow, some way. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Enjoy your Memorial Day, man.
All right, you too. Take care.
All right, appreciate it. Tap the screen, get the likes on up to 10,000. We'll take the next caller. For folks who are wondering what happened on TikTok, I suppose somebody reported it. It took it down. I filed an appeal, and the appeal went through in about a minute. So I do believe that there is some kind of, I don't know if it's AI or whatever the case may be, but if you file an appeal, they could actually go through it real quick and tell sometimes if it's a bullshit report. Because I've had a lot of appeals that I've won from stuff like that. There are some of my callers people just don't like. Gangsta Grandma can say hello and people start reporting her. So I know it ain't always just her saying things that are triggering the censors or whatever. Sometimes it's people in the audience that just does not like her. Because I've had some conversations with her that weren't really going anywhere yet, and it was already notifying me that she's crossing boundaries. I'm like, doing what? So tap the screen. We must not let them forget the error of their ways, says Handyman. I don't know what's the benefit of that. Look, if somebody voted for Trump and you really do not like the direction Trump is taking the country in, but that person has also indicated, I understand why you feel that way, and I'm now likely to vote the same way as you. How do you benefit by bashing them over the head? They understand that they fucked up. That's why they're talking to you now. So why bash them over the head? I don't understand that. I don't see what the benefit of that is. No conversation with Gangsta Grandma goes anywhere, says Cedric. Tap the screen. Take this man back to the field. Is that what you're saying, Amy? I should go back to the field? What field are you talking about? Oh my God. Tap the screen. Get the likes on up in the comments. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, I need you to smash that like button. This is uncensored programming. We don't block, ban, or censor anybody on this program. Our comments go left of Mom Donnie to I'm having dinner with Q. You can be insulting of anybody on this program, including yours truly, which you see a lot. In addition to Pete Hegseth, this is something else I talked about earlier that I received from another viewer, because that's what we're talking about, hate mail and messages I get. This came from a viewer. The viewer is MAGA, but I want you to hear this, and I do want to get your opinions from you folks in the comment section and my callers on whether or not you think this may be a valid suggestion. If my computer would play right, I may not be able to play it. Doesn't like it wants to. Okay, while my computer's unfreezing.
See a woman president one day?
No.
Why?
Women shouldn't be in politics because it weaponizes our maternal instinct against us. So what do they do to women? Well, how do they get so many women to vote left wing? They use things like abortion. If we're talking about illegal immigration and ICE, what do all the photos and videos show? Families getting separated, children being deported by ICE. So women see that and they're like, oh no, the poor child, the families, they're getting separated. That's that maternal instinct. So then they're going to vote Democrat because they think, oh, well, they're going to keep the children here and not separate the families. That's why women should not be in politics.
Just for the sole reason of emotionally driven messaging.
Yeah.
That's that easy to manipulate women.
It is that easy. Take Mamdani, for example, okay? 82% of voters that voted for Mamdani, who refuses to condemn Sharia law, by the way, it's 82% of women. And I'm sure those women would identify as feminist, but you're voting for someone who refuses to condemn Sharia law, which is very anti-feminist.
Well, they don't know what Sharia law is.
No, they don't know.
They have
That's
no
what
idea.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not everyone should just be able to vote.
Why do you understand this and other women don't?
I don't have the ego of a lot of these women to say that we should all be equal. I don't feel entitled to vote simply because I was born in America. I don't feel entitled to vote just because I feel like I should be equal to everyone. Would
you like to see a woman president one day?
She's basically saying the women shouldn't vote. You heard her say, I don't feel entitled to vote because I was born in America. Obviously, if you're born in America, you're an American citizen and you have a right to vote. I mean, she's saying women should not be in politics. You heard him ask her, do you think a woman should be president? She said no. So I do want to hear from you folks whether or not you think that maybe she's on to something or maybe you totally disagree with her. Because I received this from one of my MAGA viewers who stated this many times on the program, is that women are too emotional and they're bad for politics. I disagree. But some of you folks agree, so I want to hear from you. Alter Ego says, I'm down for that Sharia law. Well, when you're in Nigeria, bombing Nigeria, talking about they're not treating Christians right, you can't complain when some folks are over here talking about Sharia law. I mean, you got President Trump attacking several countries now, indicating they're not treating their people right or how the country should govern or what they should be about. So I think at this point it's kind of, I think it's almost wrong for America to complain about somebody coming to this country telling us how we should act. We're currently doing that in multiple countries simultaneously right now. You can't do it to others and complain when it happens to you. In the comments, user guy says public school children are naturally exposed to diversity. That is true. He said it is the private school kids that have no experience with diversity. I'm going to go ahead and like that because that is true. That is absolutely true. If you go to private school, most private schools are, the diversity is little to none. The diversity in private schools, usually people send their kids to private schools because they want to get them away from diverse environments. That is true. That is absolutely true. Looking in the comments real quick, I got a problem with people that voted for this guy and are unwilling to put it down. My other comment was a type. I don't get what you're saying there, DOA knife. That was insane. Wow, men are emotionally aggressive. Well, obviously there's plenty of men that are emotional. So I don't know why this woman would indicate that, as if this is something that only women deal with, but she's not the only one that feels this way. I'll go back to the box. We'll make it happen with MAGA Reacts. We're back taking callers. We're back up on TikTok. MAGA, good evening.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. What do you think of this woman? You think she's on to something?
No, because there's emotional voters of all kinds. Like in the black community, you bring up slavery and race, and it makes them all emotional and gets them to vote for whoever. So in that case, we'd have to eliminate them. We'd have to eliminate a bunch of people that are. A lot of voters are emotional.
Well, I would respond. You say you bring up slavery and race. It makes blacks emotional. It also makes conservatives emotional. If you got somebody running and they're talking about reparations or they're talking about amends for slavery, it's gonna make the whites that don't want that guy also emotional.
Yeah, like you can make the 2A people emotional too by talking about weapons and so on, Everyone's emotional in their own way. If we take away voting because someone's emotional, then they're gonna eliminate everybody. It's stupid.
I'm really surprised though to see it coming from a woman to say that. I mean, now I think that's your side though, MAGA. I don't think too many
That's
liberal
not my
women think
side,
like,
Tim.
huh?
I mean, that's not my side. I mean, in a way, I feel like you should be more informed and well informed and not just vote on emotion. So I agree with that. But both sides vote on emotion. And
That ain't what I'm saying. I agree with you on both sides vote on emotion. What I'm saying is, when I say that is your side, I'm talking about women who talk like that. You're not gonna find any liberal woman that says what she says. You can hear her speaking. You know she voted right. She is not a left winger at all.
But that's a person of color.
She's a right winger. There are people of color that vote right. You know she is not a leftist at all. She is definitely leaning right.
If you say so,
You really don't. You can't tell. You telling me that you can't really tell?
From looking at her, she looks like half the freaking people in office right now on the left.
Okay, so does Tim Scott and Byron Donalds. What are you saying?
I'm just saying, there's dumb people on both sides, Tim.
That last guy that said that has turned out to be a problem. But no, what I'm saying is take away her visuals. What you're hearing from her mouth, does that sound like something a leftist would say?
Yeah, but they wouldn't say woman. They would say something else. They would say uneducated or some other shit.
Huh?
Some other factor.
She's attacking Mamdani. I mean, she literally sounds like a right-wing picnic basket.
Yeah, she's some racist guy's wet dream, but what are you gonna do about that? That's,
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's like an AI video. She looks a little bit AI.
I'd have to play it again. I don't because I've got so many callers that have actually called in and said it. Even if she is AI, I don't think it means much. I think there's a lot. I've talked to women on the program who've also said. I had a female tell me only a pussy for a man would want a woman as his president. When I was talking about Kamala Harris, she was like, only a pussy for a man would ever want a woman as his president.
Yeah, the problem with those people is this limited perspective. They think they shouldn't vote because their perspective is easily influenced by stupid shit, but they don't realize that even people with other perspectives have their own stupid shit that they could be manipulated. Everybody could be manipulated with shit like this.
Well, I will tell you, I think some of it comes from far-right Christianity, too. I mean, because, religion tends to believe in a hierarchy, God, man, woman, child. So they do tend to believe a lot of times that the woman should submit to the man and let the man lead. So some of that's religious-based.
I got you, but just overall, even the religious people, they should, maybe I could say just as well, like, just the same, that religious people shouldn't vote because they get manipulated using religion.
Yeah.
So, you can make that same argument for any number of factors.
I don't think religious people should not. I don't think religious people should be prevented from voting. I think they should be prevented. I think you should take religion out of politics. I'm fine if you're a Christian and you want to vote, but I don't like voting based on your religion. Because now because religions teach everybody. Most religions teach you that only your religion is the true and accurate religion. That all the other gods are kind of false and they're not real, and you're going to go to hell if you worship them at all. So all religions kind of have a certain amount of adversity and resistance built in, because they're all teaching their believers that the other religions are not to be trusted.
My perspective on this. I'm all for keeping the church out of, or temple, or whatever, keeping the religious people, they're out of government. But as far as religion, I mean, religions are a compass. So you're talking about keeping our morality out of government. I mean, that's what guides us, our religious morality. At least for a lot of us.
I don't buy that, and I'll tell you why. If you look around the world at the most religious countries versus the least religious countries, you'll find that the morality is not in the countries that are most religious. The countries that don't really worship as much, they tend to be far more freer, and a lot more of the morality you're talking about can be found there. The more devoted to religion you go, the less morality it is, because they use it to corrupt, to empower, to oppress people. Religion is usually used as a weapon.
I mean, like that goes. So we should stop letting religious people vote. Is that your?
No, I don't. No, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. But I do think we should stop claiming that religion gives you some kind of morality or moral high ground. I mean, just take America for instance. The further back in our history you go, the more religious a country we were, and the less moral aptitude we had. We were worse. We're getting less and less religious as time goes on, and we've actually corrected and righted a lot of the wrongs. But the folks, the founding fathers, are the ones that were really religious. They were terrible people.
I don't think that's. I think you're misunderstanding the situation.
Help me out.
I mean, our population has grown so much that there's more religious people and there's more non-religious people. But overall, there's just more of us, and we're learning better. It's not that the religion has a factor. It's the fact that we're more informed and we're learning better, and we see what's going on around the world in a way we never had before.
I don't know. I'd say
better over time, because over time we got books to teach us, and we got the internet to teach us, and we got TV, all kinds of ways to communicate and learn. So our learning got better. So I don't think religion is a factor.
I think you illustrate the issue that once people had access to education and they could learn, a lot of them got away from religion. They started learning that this stuff is bullshit. You're not going to learn anywhere that snakes can talk or you can make a whole woman out of a rib. So once people started getting educated, they got away from it. You're right about that.
But religion is the reason we got educated. I mean, religion, the printing press, which is the number one source, the original source of education, was invented to make copies of the Bible.
Yeah. Religion led to education, but education was a side effect. It was not the goal. Because if people get the more educated people get, the more they're going to get away from that stuff. Because a lot of it just is scientifically impossible.
Okay, but like you said, religion led to science. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's part of who we are. You can't go back in time and cut it out. Just like everything else, just like slavery, just like everything else is good and bad. So,
so you seen the clip of Hegseth?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with it, but I don't agree with it the way you think. Like, I think the military should be unified, and they're fighting.
It's always been unified.
They should see themselves as American and only American. They shouldn't see themselves as any particular color, race, sexual orientation, or anything. They're all Americans fighting for America, and their goal is to fight together as a team.
But we're making it sound like that's somehow, some way under threat. I mean, even during the Jim Crow era, when you had African Americans serving in the military, when they didn't have the same freedoms as whites, the military was still unified. So I don't understand why he's making it sound like diversity somehow is a threat to unity. We've always had unity in the military. By orders, you have no choice.
I mean, it's like you said, it's a side effect. One of the side effects of all this diversity is that you're pointing out all the shit that makes us different. And the more you point out the shit that makes us different, the less unified we are. All this fucking fighting amongst each other is because, especially the left, likes to point out all the things that make us different.
What are they doing in the military?
Color or whatever, being male or female. The more you emphasize these things, the more we're gonna fight over them.
What are they doing in the military in regards to pointing out what makes us different? If a black person joins the military and a white person joins the military, you're telling me the military will point out that the black guy got curly hair and the white guy got straight hair or something? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I can't speak on the military. I'm just saying the idea of them, they should be unified as one. They should all be American. So maybe diversity kind of fights against us all being the same.
Though? How? That's what I'm asking you. They're not pointing out
from this live alone. Most of our fighting is on our differences, even though we all should be American and we all should be united. Every time any one of us comes up here, it's always, at least on the left, it's always because of this color, or because of this sexual orientation, or because they're male, or because they're female. All these bad things are happening.
Well, and I get your point. I get your point. The reason why it's coming mainly from the left is because the right is in power and the left feels like that they're being marginalized. Just like when Biden was in power, most of it was coming from the right. You thought the transgender community was taking over and blacks were being, people were replacing whites and blacks were being given. You guys felt the same way when Biden was in power. It's just now Trump is in power and it's changed the other way.
I mean, on the right, it's more like American versus like people come like immigrants, and we're all American though. We're not, we don't pick out specific colors or races in our fight. It's all about American and keeping America, versus just opening the doors up and letting everyone in, and not letting them integrate and letting them carve out a piece of America and making it their own.
Well, but the difference is Trump
should be integrating with America.
Yeah, but Trump is doing the exact opposite. As opposed to letting people in and, as you say, letting them carve out America, he's doing that to other countries. So now he's going into other countries and trying to carve out their countries for himself. I mean, is that any better?
I mean, I don't know, but to actually make an argument, earlier when Grandma was saying he only goes after nations of color, whatever that means. I mean, Iran's been our enemy for 50 years. Fucking Trump didn't pick them out of a hat, and he didn't go after them because of their skin color.
He didn't go after them because of the 50-year war, I can tell you that. He's going after them because they got resources. I mean, there's a lot of countries on earth that don't like us. He is selecting countries that have huge resources or something that's really beneficial to him. It ain't just like with Venezuela.
It's got nothing to do with their race. It's got other reasons, but it has nothing to do with the race.
Well,
and you made a good point. Greenland is YT, I guess. And so, he's going after YT countries that have benefits to us. So it has nothing to do with race.
Do you see Trump as
benefits America?
Do you see Trump as being racially oriented in any way? In other words, does he have a racist bone in his body? Do you see anything from him like that?
I mean, it's hard to argue that his generation is pure. He's not pure.
Come on, him though.
He's got, like anyone of his generation, there's definitely some racism in him one way or another. But nothing above normal. Nothing egregious.
I mean, you think any president would have sent out a picture of the Obamas as monkeys and that kind of stuff?
I mean, we've argued about that a million times. That I don't think he knew that those images were at the end of that video. I mean, you can talk about.
Let me just say this. Trump is a real estate mogul. He's been a huge, somewhat successful businessman his entire adult life. The idea that this guy is sending out stuff on a presidential account that he didn't, the guys yelling white power, he claims he didn't hear them. The Obamas is monkeys, you're claiming he didn't see. He's just sending out shit under his own name and not even verifying. Videos that are less than a minute or two long. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, he sends out thousands of videos.
That ain't believable. He's as a businessman. If you've ever closed on a property, you sign dozens and dozens of documents. You don't put your name on something. I mean, all it takes is watching this video for a minute. You're sending this stuff out and you're telling me he ain't watching stuff that's coming out in his name. That's hard to believe.
I mean, I don't even put out as much shit as he does, and I've made the same mistakes one way or another. I mean, there might have been the same exact mistakes, but I make mistakes all the time, and I don't post as much as he does, and he posts a lot.
But do you think he should be held accountable, whether he heard it or not? If he is that irresponsible, as you say, sending out thousands of videos that have nothing to do with making America great, nothing to do with running the country, just sending out this stuff that is designed to be divisive, do you still hold him accountable whether he heard it all or not?
I mean, I hold him accountable for making a mistake. I don't think he intended to do it. And
what's the purpose? Why is he what is he sending the stuff out for then?
I don't know, for entertainment, for just to be relevant, because he's an attention whore.
If you haven't even watched the video, if you haven't watched the full video or haven't listened to the audio on it, how do you even know if it's entertaining?
Because the beginning of it was entertaining. The message of that video had nothing to do with race. It had to do with, I remember, crypto or I forgot what it had to do with, but it had nothing to do with race. It's just some video. I forgot what the video was even about. But it definitely had nothing to do with race at all. It just happened to depict them at the end like that. And it was at the end, Tim. It was like the last 2 seconds. And what did the left do? They redid the video and put it in the front. Why did they have to move it to the front?
But MAGA,
why did they have to move that?
MAGA, if that was the only one video, you might have a point. But him saying the picture of him as Jesus was a doctor, there's too many of these videos. You can't use that excuse on all of them.
That is true. I think I can. I don't think he.
So you think he thought you really think he thought he was a doctor in that video?
He thought he was a healer with a magic touch. I think.
This is why I sent the galaxy to.
Go ahead.
All right.
And again, this is another problem that you have, Tim. Just because I'm steel manning the fucking argument doesn't mean I agree with it.
No, you saying it ain't got nothing. You saying some crazy shit. You telling me?
You're just steel manning the argument.
Look, MAGA reacts. I will start it off with. I'll always defend the way I vote because I vote to the right for certain reasons. But for you to get on this damn platform daily and to say that man didn't post himself like he was God himself, or that the monkey video of the Obamas was just some joke. I mean, come on, dude.
I think it was an accident.
No, it wasn't no damn accident. You is crazy.
He didn't even say it was an accident.
MAGA.
Hold on, did you watch the real video, not the remix?
Oh my god.
Because they remixed it and put the monkeys at the beginning. The monkeys
I don't care what video it was.
That's not the right
I don't
way to say
give a damn if it was 20 different videos. You can't post shit like that, bro. And then you gonna sit up in here and defend it. It's just insane.
You never made a mistake posting something.
You're the president,
No.
MAGA.
No. I have never made a mistake posting something like that. No.
Just mistakes, period. You've never made a single mistake posting shit.
If you don't call everything, look, man, I am a Republican. I vote to the right. If you are going to, but sometimes you got to, like, at some point, some shit is stupid.
Yeah,
and some of the stuff you come up here daily and try to defend is stupid.
But that's the problem, though, because no one's defending it. It's gone stupid the other way too. Like, you know, just because he made this fucking mistake didn't mean that he was.
It ain't no mistake.
I didn't say the left don't do crazy stuff.
But I'm sitting here on this live listening to their stupid interpretation.
But that doesn't make it right for you to sit here and try to defend the stupid ass shit that happens on our side.
No, I'm talking about the same shit though. Like, we could be watching the same video and the left take it so far to the left that I'm like, that's nowhere near right either. Like, I might not have it 100% correct, but it's not what they're saying either. So I have to balance out the dumb shit they're doing.
Hey, Devo, chill out.
Hang on, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm getting hold on a second. Dencal in the comments, who's a fairly reliable source, he says shots fired near the White House. Has anybody heard anything like that? I mean, I don't know.
I haven't heard anything recently about it.
But I mean, I don't know if Trump is even at the White House, but I'm going to turn on it. But keep going. And I agree with you, Cedric, is that, MAGA, you're defending stuff that's dumb. I mean, and I don't believe that if you're at the level of president of the free world, you are responsible for listening to what you posted. You don't get, well, I made a mistake. First of all, you shouldn't be, even if you didn't watch it all, there's not a single second of that video of the Obamas as monkeys or people as zebras. None of that should be posted. None of it. So even if you only seen 10 seconds of it.
Let me make an example out of it. I am a production supervisor at my job. I go to work daily, and my job is to make sure that a crew of 40, 50 men do what they're supposed to do. If I got off of work tomorrow and posted some Mexicans at my job jumping a wall or any crazy ass crap like that, or some monkeys or something like that, I wouldn't have a job tomorrow, MAGA Reacts. This dude is the president
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if you post like a regular video, had nothing to do with Mexicans, and then somehow in the last
How about you just state
Mexicans
your
at the end, I didn't notice.
How about you just get your ass off of social media? How about that?
Yeah, well, I wish he would. I wish Trump would get his ass off social media. But
Okay, so this is why I come up here, because I got to ask you. So why do you defend it?
because I don't think everything he does is malice. Like, I don't think he's this evil fucking supervillain trying to end the world and deport anyone.
Well, I didn't say he was going to end the world or anything like that. I'm just saying.
That's the picture the left paints, and I have to counteract it by like, look, this is probably a simple mistake.
And you can counter react the left without defending every damn thing that man does.
I'm not defending it. I'm just giving it another perspective.
You're downplaying it like it's just a mistake. Like a
mistake. This is a regular man that makes mistakes.
No, I don't buy it. Like I said, if we were talking about, hold on. Like I said, if we were talking about, hold on. If we were talking about one video, I'd be willing to discuss it with you. But you can't keep making mistakes. You can't keep saying, well, he didn't see this one, he didn't hear that one, he did. I mean, if I'm posting a bunch of shit, if I'm posting a bunch of shit and I made a mistake, as you say, and it caused all this backlash, I'm gonna make sure from now on I pay attention to what I'm sending. You can't keep making mistakes. At some point, that becomes from day one is your fault. But absolutely, when it starts happening more than once.
I wish he would stop making mistakes, but Trump makes mistakes. A lot of mistakes.
Okay, but my whole thing about MAGA, you have got to quit defending it. That's the problem I got with you. No, man, you get up here every damn day on Tim's Live and you defend this shit. I'm not knocking you for voting to the right. I'm not knocking you for voting to the right. I vote to the right because I have values that I agree with on the right side of the aisle. But some of the damn shit that this man does it's just crazy. I don't know how you get up here and just, he's God himself.
He said he thought he was a healer.
Man,
that's his bullshit. The fucking explanation. I don't agree with it. Anyway, I think this man is far from perfect, and he's gonna keep making mistakes. So you guys gotta stop taking the mistakes and turning them into.
They're not mistakes, man. When you doing something over and over and over again, it's not a mistake. Like I said, if it was just one video, we could have a conversation. But when you're constantly sending out stuff, and then you're saying the controversial part was a mistake over and over again, that's not believable.
And MAGA reacts. Aren't you of foreign nationality?
I'm an American citizen, but I was born in Egypt.
But you're of foreign nationality.
I was born in Egypt, yes.
Okay. I am a mixed man. I am white and black. The Obamas posted as monkeys video. I mean that kind of offended me, man.
No, here's my question. How did you see that? Which video did you see? Did you see the original?
we seen the one that was on his Truth Social page, MAGA.
So you watched 2 minutes about crypto or whatever the fuck the video was about, and then the last two you got all the way through that entire video. Because I stopped when I first saw that video, I didn't know what the fuck the big deal was. Because I watched it, and at the 1 minute mark, I was like, this is fucking stupid, and I stopped it right there. I never watched it to the end, and it was only later on that I realized that the last 2 seconds had the Obamas in it. So you're telling me you saw that video on his feed, you watched it all the way to the end and found it, or did you watch the remix that starts out with them?
I watched the whole original video.
Okay, so you see how they show up at the last 2 seconds. I watched it twice before I even fucking
MAGA. You could have made that video. No. My man, you could have made that video without throwing the Obamas in there as monkeys. Period. End of discussion.
He didn't make the video. He reposted a video.
Oh my God.
Doesn't matter.
He did. If he made the video, I'd agree with you, but he didn't make it.
Yeah,
and the fact that I saw it twice before I even found them tells me I
you're telling me
the video if I cared about crypto.
You're trying to defend it to the level that you're telling me he reposted it. So are you not responsible for what you scroll through on TikTok and hit repost on?
No, that's not what I'm saying. If you create the video,
but you're trying to say that he didn't make it. He just reposted it.
Yeah, I make videos.
Why in the hell would the president of the United States repost some crazy ass shit like that?
Let me finish. When I make a video, I watch them 100
2 minutes
times and like sweep them from front to end. When I repost a video, I just like, hey, I like this video. I repost this sometimes without watching the whole thing. I repost a lot of videos without watching the whole thing, assuming the rest of the video has to do with the beginning subject.
So what you're saying is you repost
I
shit
could have made
without
the same
context.
mistake. That's why I
You
could have easily made the same mistake.
He's a president, MAGA. That's all we said. You can't, as a president, I didn't watch the whole thing. That is not an excuse. It could be a child getting raped at the end of that video. You can't post some shit. Well, I didn't watch it all. Then you shouldn't post it.
And that bulls back to my
him based
point, MAGA, and that bulls back to my point that I made earlier with my job, in connection with my job.
Okay, but
you can't just blindly do shit and think you're going to get away with it. And we are not talking about me and my job. I have consequences with my actions at my job. We are talking about the damn president of the United States.
Yeah, I mean, he has to deal with the consequences. I didn't say he shouldn't. I'm just saying I can see myself making that mistake.
And then I go back to when are you going? Okay, and that pulls back down to, so if he has to deal with the consequences, at what point are you going to quit defending every damn thing he does?
I'm not trying to defend him saying that. All I'm saying is, if I can make that mistake, he can make that mistake.
I vote to the right, but Debo right. I'm gonna leave it at Debo right. This is the same guy that tried to defend the ICE shooting with a GTA video. And you can't make this shit up.
Oh, you should see my final.
I gotta go. That is Cedric. Thank you. You're right. Appreciate it. MAGA. Last word on you.
How the 3-point turn works. Once you learn how the 3-point turn works, maybe I don't need to make GTA videos. I have to explain to you guys how the 3-point turn works.
We'll leave it at that. And look, in regards to what my last caller, MAGA, was saying about he made a mistake, I made it clear. I don't buy that. First of all, I don't believe it was a mistake. I don't believe somebody that has reached the pinnacle of success like President Trump would willy-nilly just put stuff out without his name on it. I mean, the guy likes to make sure, the guy pays attention to meticulous details. He wants a pool painted because it's not reflective. He wants a new jet. He wants gold put up. That guy pays attention to everything. But when he's sending stuff on his email, he just sends out stuff. I don't buy that. And I think that's where the argument is, where Cedric was saying quit defending this stuff, is because, to me, indicating he made a mistake is trying to give a defense to him. It's trying to say that, well, it's a bad email, but he didn't intend to send out something so awful. He just saw half of it and sent it out. It was a mistake, as opposed to it being deliberate. It's deliberate. And here's another question I have to ask. Where do you find this shit? I mean, we all scroll social media all day long. Why is he finding all of this crazy stuff to be able to repost? Because you heard him say he didn't create it, he reposted it. Where are you getting this stuff from? It just shows how far down the far right wormhole he's going, because you can't find that stuff on the typical social media platforms. You got to go out and get that type of stuff. Or he has people he know personally that is making it for him, and he's just simply reposting what they're giving him. I want to play this before I go back to the box. In the comments, Evil B. Babu says, Tim, please get MAGA moron off the phone. MAGA Reacts keeps deflecting. He doesn't know when to shut up or when to be stupid. Well, he's off the phone. Good evening, Evil. Happy Memorial Day to you. I want to play this clip because I was talking about something Trump reposted about a year or two ago, and this is on one of my social media platforms. In the comments, Gen X says Trump needs to reopen all insane asylums and lock all these loony liberals away. I wouldn't care if he threw them all in internment camps at this point. So sick of these racist, crying liberals. Well, maybe if we open insane asylums and we could do something about all the mentally ill people that are going around actually hurting people, as opposed to just not liking them, not liking people going after your political enemy. I want you to hear this stuff.
The killer was black. So here we go. That the liberal media and the Democratic Party in general trying to paint you as a racist. Are you aware of that?
I think so, but I think people know better than that. I'm probably the least racist person on earth.
Well, I've known you a long time, and I never saw any racism from you. However, when you tweet out a thing, and this bothered me, I got to tell you, you tweeted out that whites killed by blacks, these are statistics you picked up from somewhere, at a rate of 81%. And that's totally wrong. Whites killed by blacks is 15%. Yet you tweeted it was 81%. Now,
Bill, I didn't tweet. I retweeted somebody that was supposedly an expert,
but you don't
and it was
want
also a
Why do
radio
you
show.
want to be in that zone?
Hey, Bill, am I going to check every statistic? I get millions and millions of people.
You got it. You're a presidential contender.
I have millions of people. You know what? Fine. But this came out of radio shows and everything else.
Oh, come on,
All
radio
it was is a retweet.
shows?
I didn't say. Excuse me. All it was is a retweet. It wasn't from me, and it did. It came out of a radio show and other places because you see all the names.
Look, you know I'm looking out for you, right? You know that? You know I'm looking out for you. I look out for every honest politician. I don't care what party they're in. Don't do this. Don't put your name on stuff like this because it makes the other side, it gives them stuff to tell the ill-informed voter that you're a racist. I mean, you just hand them on the platter.
This was a retweet. I'm sure you're looking out for me. Everybody is, right?
Yeah.
This was a retweet. This was a retweet.
All right, whatever it is.
And it
I
came
told
from
you you shouldn't
sources that
tweet
are
ever.
very credible.
You shouldn't be
What can I tell you?
tweeting. Don't tweet. Give it up for Lent. Lent is coming soon.
Now that was 10 years ago. That happened 10 years ago. He was already doing it. I suppose that was a mistake too. You got Bill O'Reilly even telling him that you just open yourself up for people to say you're a racist. He was already doing it, and you heard him say then, just like my last caller, Maga Reacts, was saying, well, he just retweeted it. Now, where are you getting this stuff from? That's where the question is. Like, it shows what he is reading online, because it makes it look like you're going to racist sites. I just want to bring something up real quick. This was a clip of, this is what was on that page he tweeted out. Now, he tweeted that blacks, or better yet, white people that are victims of homicides, there's an 81% chance that a black person did it. So 81% of white homicide victims were killed by blacks. And you hear Bill O'Reilly say the actual number is only 15%. So he's making it sound like whites are being murdered wholesale by black people. And then, of course, you see on this graphic that he posted, look at the image. So it's clearly some thug-looking person. They got a do-rag on their head. Their pants are sagging. They got the gun turned to the side. I mean, so this is clearly a minority in the actual image. There's no reason for that character to be there. There's no reason for that character to be there other than an indication that you're painting minorities to be the bad guys. Clearly a person that is either black or brown. They look like a black person looking at the color of the arms, but there's no reason for that graphic to be on there, for that person. Where is he getting this shit from? Now, at the bottom, it says, source, San Francisco Crime Bureau. You heard Bill O'Reilly say that source don't even exist. So he went to some site that had completely false information on it, racist false information, clearly designed to make blacks look bad. And he read this and decided to post it on his account. So you got tons and tons of MAGA reading this stuff. If you believe Trump at the time in 2015, which a large portion of America did, then you're going to believe this shit. And I've said it from day one that if I was white and I didn't have any African-American friends or black people I associated with, and I believe what Trump said, if I saw some black guys approaching me coming down the street, I would either get on the other side of the street or I would put my hand on my pew-pew. I mean, because if I'm the victim of a homicide, there's an 81% chance one of them would have done it. That was terrible. And that was back then he was doing that. Here we are in 2026 and the defense is he's still making mistakes. I don't buy it. That's all I'm saying is I don't buy it. Anyway, and I could play the video of him posting the people with the folks yelling white power and all of that stuff. I don't buy that any of that stuff is a mistake. You just can't do it this frequently and then indicate I'm still making mistakes. There is no legitimate reason to post that to begin with. Even if what's posted here, even if it was 100% accurate, let's say these stats were actually, what is the purpose of posting that? What would be the purpose of going around telling white people that blacks are killing them like crazy? There still ain't no legitimate reason to do this. Even if it was accurate, it's not a legitimate reason to do it. So it is what it is. But like I said, the idea that he's still making mistakes is crazy. Anyway, looking in the comments, tap the screen. Get the likes on up to 40,000, if you will. Help your boy with the hat mustache TikTok cap goals. I haven't asked that. Show the program some love. I don't think I've seen any of that, but thank you folks that occasionally do. In the comments here, real quick before I make sure I didn't miss anything. Hey, Tim, what about the guy I think in Tennessee that was running around doing all the radio talk to Black Rocks? I'm not familiar with what you're talking about there. Fat Locker, some name there. I'm not familiar with that. And thank you for the TikTok cap, Donnie. Appreciate that. Showing your boy some love. In the comments here, real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Like I said, I don't know why he's doing this stuff. I don't know why a president would be doing this stuff, other than to deliberately incite division. And then you got Hegseth talking about, unity needs to be our strength. This ain't unifying. Hegseth needs to talk up, not down. You need to talk to your boss. If you believe unity is our biggest strength, you need to talk to him. Stop him from making all of those mistakes, as MAGA is suggesting. In the comments here, real quick, I don't buy it neither, but I still support the idiot. And that's why I support you, OG Tim. We not one-sided. I appreciate the support of me. Long as I'll say this. I don't know why you support Trump, but I still believe there's legitimate reasons to support him. Single issue issues, if you want 2A unrestricted, you should vote right as opposed to left. If you're pro-life, you should vote right as opposed to left. But those are single issues. Overall, why you're supporting Trump, I don't know, but I understand on the single issues. However, I don't understand folks who seem to be shocked at individuals that they claim have Trump derangement syndrome and TDS. And what do you think this causes? What do you think comes from him doing stuff like this? You wonder why so many people got TDS and you're ignoring this stuff? This is where it comes from. Pobel, good evening. Welcome to the program, Pobel. Hi, Oreo Tim, says Bobby. Good evening, Bobby. Oreos are tasty, by the way. Pobel, good evening.
Oh, man, I didn't think I was going to come in here. Oh, Lord have mercy.
What brought you in? What am I getting? You always point me out of doing things wrong. What am I getting wrong today?
Hey, I just want to congratulate Stick Ruler who made that video of you.
Yes, it was Stick. Yes, it was.
Hey, they hit the nail on the head. About time somebody, other than Gangsta Grandma but she just a little too radical when she do it, but about time somebody else call you out on it.
Hey, you really think that I have similarities to Justice Clarence Thomas? Really?
Hey, I told you a white man trapped in a black suit.
I tell you, I got Gen X's watching right now. He don't agree with you. I get folks calling me libtards and saying I'm far left all the damn time.
Now, I be on your page a lot of times. I don't hear that very often.
Because you're not on YouTube. If you're on my MAGAs, my beloved MAGA are on YouTube. They tell me that all the time.
I go on YouTube. Because sometimes I can't get it, and so I had to go to YouTube to listen to you.
And you don't see none of that on YouTube?
No, not really. No.
Yeah, you ain't watching.
I want to know, when do you sell your soul to the devil?
When do I sell? What if I said to indicate?
When did you? Because you really hate religion.
I think religion is responsible for more death and famine on the planet than anything else. I think it's a single source of more wars, more oppression, more grapes. I think it has been horrible to mankind.
Really?
Yeah.
I think mankind right now, because you said, well, people got educated and they leaving religion.
Yeah.
And now look at the world today. What you like it this way because it's all about sex, drugs, and just off the chain right now. You had morals.
No.
Back in the day, you had morals. Yeah, the president. They was
You know, back then when slavery, they was molesting little kids and people.
But they had morals.
But the people had morals.
What the hell is that?
I'm not talking about the leader. Well, you know, look at your boy Trump. You think he's a genius just because he got money. You think he's a highly educated guy. Just because
You think wait. You think America back in its traditional times, you think the people were more morally correct back then than they are now?
The lower class people?
Yeah, even the lower class people.
Yeah.
You gotta be crazy.
Back then, hold up. Back then, people believe in going to being a virgin before you got married. You know, they didn't think about right now. It don't matter. They want to know what's your body count, shorty. You know, it don't matter now. Back then, you didn't want that old chicken head, but now it's all right to be a girl who got a high body count, man. Guys weren't looking at them women back in the day.
I don't know if you've seen videos of people trying to prevent black girls from going to a school, or black kids in a pool, they pouring acid. There wasn't rich people doing that.
I have seen that. I have seen it. I can't believe you talking about it, because the other day you said we kind of should be thankful for slavery.
I didn't say that. And I made sure to preface it to let people know that wasn't what I was saying. I didn't say that.
What you were trying to say was because we wouldn't be here in America, living the America dream, if they want to brought us over here. But as a educated man, you always say you are, that got 3 degrees, you should know we was already here.
Okay. So you're telling me my family, who both sides can be traced into the slave trade, if the slave trade didn't happen, I would still be here.
I'm saying black people was already here.
That ain't what I'm saying.
Not your family. Yeah, someone come over on the slave trade, but you act like all of us should be happy because if it weren't for them bringing us over here,
I didn't say nothing. You're trying to squeeze in the word you should be happy. I never said that.
We're not happy. We should. What did you say?
I said, simply put, sometimes negative actions can lead to a positive outcome. And what I said is, they brought us over here with ill intentions. There was nothing meant to be good about bringing us over here. But once we became free, we now represent some of the wealthiest and probably some of the most educated African people on the planet. So it wasn't meant for us to be like that.
You were saying if they would have brought us over here, we wouldn't be here. That's what you said.
And I still say that.
I would leave out happy, but we was already here.
Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know where the disagreement is on that, but I'm just simply saying
we was already here. It wasn't because of the colonizers. We was already here.
Okay.
Christopher Columbus didn't discover America.
All right. What else am I getting wrong? 6.5 dozen of them. Okay. What else am I getting wrong?
Well, today you're doing okay the last couple of days because it's hard for you to defend this moron. You can't defend. It's kind of hard right now. You trying your best. As Takesha say, you still when somebody proves something wrong about Trump, you're gonna throw in Biden or Obama and say, hey, you know, well, Obama didn't wear his shoes tight enough, or he rode a bicycle with a helmet on, or something.
Oh my God!
You're gonna make sure you throw the Democrats under the bus.
No. Well,
just like earlier, you always try to say Trump had a good economy his first term. All these morons don't realize when they were voting for Trump because of his first term, they really were voting for Obama because it was Obama economy.
Okay,
and then
Can I say something?
Here we go.
No, yeah, your things to get checked because I don't like it.
As long as you be calm about it, Let me see you be calm.
You are a pretendian. Our people, black people, was not here. We did come from slavery. We came from Africa. Stop with the bullshit. You sound stupid. You're doing what the white man did You're doing what the white man doing to us, to the indigenous people, and you're not going to do that. Not on Tim's live and shit. No, you're not. Black people was not here. Black people was not here. It was the indigenous, and it was indigenous Mexicans. Shut you up with that bullshit. Shut up.
What did Christopher Columbus memoirs or his notes say? When he came over here, he asked them, "Where do y'all get this metal from?" And they said that we got this metal from some dark-skinned people who travel from the west. Which was the Moors? Which was the Moors? Go look it up.
Real quick. Natives to this land are copper. It does not mean that they're black. It does not mean that, because you don't even look like a native. You look like an African. Let's keep it a buck. Go do some DNA. You're not from here. You're never going to be from here. So stop with the bullshit. They're
Go do
copper.
your history.
They're dark. No, I know my history. You don't. The white man trying to take our history, and the white man's still trying to take our history, but you're not going to do it.
That is the fact.
People.
Now you're right.
No,
you're right
it's
about
not
that.
fact.
Hold up.
You're
You're right
not
about
from
that.
here.
See, you don't even listen when somebody tells you you're right. You are right. They all trying to take our history, but our history is not slavery. Our history was before slavery.
What are you talking about?
So hold up. So you saying all we ever been was slaves?
Yes, we was brought here as a slave. What the fucked up situation? What the fuck are you talking about?
Because you're trying to say hold up. Before slavery, what was gangster? Before slavery, before they came and got us, what were we doing?
You wasn't here. You wasn't in America.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So we wasn't slaves all the time.
Okay, hold on. Here's where I think the disconnect is. You're talking about the history of African Americans entirely. She's talking about them in America. She's not talking about before we came here. So that's where the disconnect is.
And we was here before.
No, you wasn't.
Some people was here before.
No,
okay.
You're not doing this. You're not going to do this to the natives.
Hold up, gangster.
You're trying
Let
to
me
do
talk.
the same shit to the natives as the white man doing to us. You're not doing this. Not on Tim's line. Tim?
Let me hear what he got to say. Let me hear what he got to say. Go ahead.
Tim, you remember the guy came on your live, about 6 months ago, and he was saying, well, the man who invented or whoever started slavery was a black man. I think his name was Anthony Johnson or something like that. That man wasn't a slave when he was over here. He was an indigent surgeon. Hold up.
No.
You can look it up. He was from. He was from Virginia. He was from Virginia.
He's a so-called black man. He should know where his roots came from. He's not going to do this to indigenous people. No, you're not. The indigenous people was here. The indigenous was. The Mexicans was. I'm not
taking that away from them, gangster.
Let me see if I can get clarity, because I think I know what Gangsta Grandma is asking me or is saying. In regards to you saying that blacks were here already, Pobo, are you talking about blacks with African ancestry?
That's what he said, yes. And it's a dead ass wrong.
Well, if you're gonna say blacks with African ancestry,
then they're not the same, and that's what Gangsta Grandma is saying. What Gangsta Grandma is saying. Hold on. Pobo, wait a minute, Pobo. What she is saying then is accurate. If they don't have African ancestry, then it's a different group of people. You're trying to make it sound like the natives are all part of the same group. That's what she's pointing out. They're not the same people.
So the natives are black people, is what you're saying?
No. The indigenous people are indigenous. They're copper. They have no.
They're not viewed as black. She's right.
So Kamala Harris is not black then.
She is an Eastern Indian and Jamaican. She is black. What the fuck?
You just hammered me for always going and bringing up Biden. You bring Kamala Harris up? Really?
I'm trying to prove a point though, because she's trying to say even though these people was over here just because they had black skin, but they wasn't from Africa, that means they wasn't black.
And by the way,
indigenous. They're not black. The indigenous people that was here is not black. They're not. And you bring an indigenous person up here, they'll school your stupid ass. You sound stupid.
And I want to add it.
You sound like a Republican because all you can do is name calling. Stop name calling.
That's the white man.
Stop name calling and stop getting upset.
Popo,
No,
Popo, let me make something clear. You mentioned Kamala Harris. Understand the Jamaican part of her. The only difference between us in America and in Jamaica was the ship just stopped at Jamaica. It's the same crop of people that went to Jamaica as that came here. They all came from the same place and they were all enslaved. Haitians, all of them. It's the same group of people. So Kamala Harris is just as black. If you ran a DNA test on her,
exactly.
that Jamaican part of her is no different than us.
Exactly. And I'm saying, if
Gangsta dropped or something. Did she drop?
If slavery wasn't here, you still would have your black people was on over here. Christopher Columbus came here and black people was trading with the Indians and all that. So they was already here before slavery. Yes, they did bring some slaves from Africa. Yes, they did.
Some. Most black people in the country are part of that.
Yeah, a lot of people come up here and say they're not, right?
I don't know. I'm moving on. To me, it's a moot point to me. If that's all I'm getting wrong, I'll accept that. If that's all you think I'm getting wrong, and you think that religion gives us moral fiber, I'm willing to take those two on the chin because we can disagree on that, but I don't think that's that bad considering how much shit other people think I'm getting wrong. I'll give you the last word though.
Oh yeah, well, I just say, do me a favor, buddy. Stop saying the Lord name in vain, and I'll be happy.
We don't feel the
same. Say that. I think that what you had to do when you sold your soul. They told you need to say that at least about 5 or 6 times a day, because you said for no reason.
How do I say the Lord?
Where's my head?
How do I say the Lord's? How do I say the Lord's word in vain? I don't.
Got the B most that GD word.
God damn.
What's that GD word? Yeah, you love saying that. And I know a lot of people say that's not, but as a black man, that was a word that would never been said in my house. You and black people, the majority of black people I know, you do not use that word. It might not be the Lord name in vain, but since you saying GD first, they do not use that word. But you, as a white man does, use it all the time.
I think your upbringing is showing, which is nothing wrong with that, because you sound like something my grandmother would have said. But times have changed, man. People ain't like everybody ain't like that no more.
Love sex. And that's another thing come out your mouth every 5 minutes. Look at them big breasts. Oh, somebody said, I had to go outside and grab my coat. Was you naked?
Is that a sin to say? Is that a sin to love sex?
But for a grown man with 3 degrees, all you think about is sex and I hate Jesus. Come on, man, show your education.
You're telling me a grown man that constantly thinks about sex is a disgrace to his education?
Yeah, I think so. If that's all
you are a straight man, right? You are straight, right?
Yes, I am. But every time when you see me, I'm not talking about that.
That's just
I'm just not on my mind all the time.
Some of the most educated, successful, and wealthy people have. I ain't never heard. You the first I've ever heard suggest that thinking about sex a lot coincides with your education.
Not thinking about it, but constantly bringing it out. You said. When I was in one line, they kicked you out because you were messing with some lady because she said she just got out of the shower and you went off. Good gracious.
Thinking about sex coincides with being educated. Wow. I'm learning. I gotta go, Poville. You're the first I've ever heard say that. Maybe somebody else will be on your side and help set me straight. But
you think just mentioning sex all the time it's not
it ain't came up at all in this whole life. I've been on almost 3 hours. We ain't talking about sex at all. Not once.
Ain't nobody alerted. Ain't nobody saying
I think you're focusing on you got handsome liberal directors.
Yeah, that's what I got. You're right.
You got HLDS.
Everybody else would notice. They can count on your live how many times you say the GD word and how many times you bring up sex. From now on,
You the first I've ever heard. All right, we'll see what happens. If you're right,
The rest of them like you, man. The rest of them like you.
I'll concede the point for certain if it happens. I gotta move, Popo. Thank you, as always. Appreciate it. I always talk about sex and I hate Jesus. Wow, I'm learning. Listen, I do criticize religion because I think there's a lot of it that doesn't make sense. I mean, it is what it is, and I still am not to the point where I would call myself an atheist. I still pray. I still look. When you're brought up in a religious family, and I was brought up in Sunday school, I went to Bible school every summer. When you're brought up in that environment, the level of fear that is put into you, if you don't believe that, you're scared to step outside of that. That's where I'm at. Every fiber in me says none of this shit makes sense. None of this stuff is logical. People don't live to be 900 years old. You know, people don't live inside a fish and then come out. Bushes don't burst into flames. You can't pardon seas. You can't make a woman out of a rib. Snakes don't talk. In my educational being, every fiber of me says this stuff can't be true. But at the same time, I don't want to burn in hell forever. So it's based on fear. And that level of fear that's instilled in you from the day you pretty much can interpret language, because you're taking your kid to church when they're really young, that level of fear is in you. So it is hard to break it. And even in my mid-50s almost, I'm still at that point where I don't want to fucking burn in hell. But like I said, if you gotta have faith, because if you even add an ounce of education or reason or logic to it, it doesn't make sense. It has to be 100% based on faith. So it is what it is. Does that mean I hate Jesus, as he said? No, it doesn't at all. Looking in the comments, it wasn't a talking snake, it was a deceitful man. Whatever the case may be. Not only that, but the snake convinces Adam and Eve to do something that they shouldn't have, and all of humanity gets punished for it? How does that work? I got folks that are saying they shouldn't have to give me reparations because of what happened to my ancestors, but God is doing it? I don't know how that works. Why would you punish hundreds and hundreds of generations for what two people did? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Looking in the comments, it wasn't, he said, and they like to repress sexuality. I can't read some of that whole congregation in secret, something I couldn't understand that. But yeah, I totally dispel the notion that our moral fiber is held in place by religion. I mean, when you just think about all of the, what now would be sex crimes that have been perpetrated by some of the nation's largest religions, the oppression, slavery, all of that stuff. I mean, hell, even the Klan was burning crosses. They were religious. Even they were holding meetings in churches and shit. They were religious. All of them folks were. When you hear about them spitting on little girls because they didn't want the girl to go to, they didn't want the schools to be integrated, all of them folks standing around her spitting on her, it's a really good chance they identified as Christian. All of them did. All of them folks that were fighting for desegregation, all of them folks were likely identified as Christian. So the idea that somehow, some way Christianity keeps our moral fiber in place, I see no evidence of that. See no evidence. All the way up into and including government. All of the government officials in this country were claiming to be Christian. Segregation now, tomorrow, and forever. That guy was a Christian. All of that stuff is coming from Christians. So I don't see how it holds a moral fiber in place. I'm just going to say that. Looking in the comments, slavery was about work, war, and framing, and not race. They were sold to Americans because they were POWs. Huh? Really? Slavery was about work, war, and farming, not about race. Right. So it's just by coincidence that only black people ended up being slaves, huh? And I don't want to hear about the Irish because they were indentured servants. No other group of people. You could literally hold up a 1-year-old and say, this is a slave right now in my hands. This person ain't working for me. They're not farming or any of that, but they're already a slave at the age of 1. So it ain't about farming, war, or any of that stuff. You wouldn't say a newborn is not about to fight a war for you. They're not about to do any farming for you or anything. But you already know they're a slave. So I think you're really downgrading that to suggest that it's only about that. Only one group of people came out of slavery not knowing who they were because they went in. Yeah, slavery was aimed at black people. And you can literally see how they got treated once they were free from slavery. The horrible treatment continued to exist solely based on those same people. The same people they were doing when slavery was legal. The minute they were ordered to free them, they continued targeting those exact same people. So it's pretty obvious what was going on. Let me go back to the box, tap the screen, help your boy out with the head mustache, tick-tock caps, goals. And so why would he care about taking our Lord's name in vain? I can't speak on that. I don't know. Look, that's maybe it's biblical. Maybe it's something out of the Bible he's going with or something like that. That was something that I used to hear a lot from, early in life. I don't think my dad would have said that or my mom would have said. My mom was religious. May God have mercy on her soul, but she wouldn't have said. That was something my grandparents would have said. That's going back. If they ever do decide to start shipping out colored people, I hope they start with this big mouth C word, gangster grandma, scumbag, twat. God, that's Gen X saying that. That if they ever do decide to start shipping out colored people, I hope they start with this big mouth. He uses the C word that rhymes with punts when you're kicking a football. And he says gangster grandma's a scumbag twat. That's Gen X. Let me go back to the box. We'll continue on with Super Evil. Good evening, Super Evil. Tap the screen. Get the likes on up to 60,000, if you will. Yeah, Debo says, wow. Yeah, that's a wow. That is a wow. Super Evil, good evening.
Good afternoon, man. Happy Memorial Day.
Thank you. I should be eating some barbecue, but I'm here talking to you, right. Talking to y'all asses. So, do I come across as if I hate? Does it come across as if I hate Jesus, as he said?
Tim, I would say you don't hate Jesus. Maybe you despise
Debo. Thank you. I don't despise anything. I question the validity and logic of religion. I don't hate anybody.
I understand where you are coming. Yeah, I understand where you are coming from, but I would just say that there are certain things that you shouldn't question that much, though.
Give me an example.
I would say,
what about religion do I question that I shouldn't question that much? And I'm kind of wondering why shouldn't I question it?
Well, I would say it is okay to question very little, but question not certain things that are forbidden to know. You just have to get more educational on those specific types of the subjects that you want answers.
Well, let's be clear. The Adam and Eve story, there is no level of education that's going to make you more knowledgeable about that. Taking one rib from Adam and making Eve, there's no education that's going to tell you that that's possible. Nothing no matter how much you go to school, no matter where you go to school, no education is going to make that work.
Yeah, I would say to some degree, but yeah.
And there's a whole lot of stories like that. A man parting the Red Sea, no level of education is going to make that work.
Well, yes and no, but you have to know what the Bible says, and as you said, you're not the type of person who can really read the Bible or to understand why he did what he did for.
No, but tell me how is it physically possible for somebody to wave their hands in a whole sea hundreds of feet deep just separates?
Because the Lord Jesus gave Moses and he ordained him to pardon the Red Sea. He wanted him to have access so that he could get the animals and to set the people free. So that is why he asked the Lord, please give me the strength to pardon the sea so that I can get my people away from this, and also I can try to get the animals so that they could be where they need to be.
I understand what you're saying, and I've heard the story, but that's just something you just have to believe. That is not something that can ever be proven or demonstrated.
No. It's not about belief. It is more about what has or what is the term called?
What happened? So you're saying it's more about what has actually happened.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's no way you can prove that. You can't show evidence that one dude pardoned the sea. How? What can you show? What evidence you got of that?
It's in the book of I'm not sure if it's Samuel or like if it's
it's in the Bible.
Yeah.
But that's the point I'm saying. Let me explain it to you like this. If you're going to medical school and you're getting educated in medical school as opposed to going, reading the Bible and getting educated in Christianity. If you're getting educated in medical school, whatever you read in the Bible, they can actually do stuff to prove to you that happened. If you give a person this medication, it'll dilute their blood vessels. So you can actually go out and do it and see it. That's how most books work. You don't just say, well, it's in the book. No, you can actually read it in the book, and then you can actually go do it in real life and see it come to fruition. The Bible is where it stops at the book. Yeah, it's in the book. Okay, but what if the book is wrong? Well, you just got to believe the book because there's nothing to prove that the stuff in the book is accurate. You just take the book as fact, even if the stuff in the book doesn't sound like something that could logically happen. You have to automatically accept that book written by man, because the English language didn't even exist, written by man and translated over and over again from different types of men, and we have to assume all of that in there is totally accurate. I mean, you don't see where there could be a little bit of questioning to that?
I would say yes. I do see where you are saying that you have to question that why man actually wrote and he actually did the interpretation of the Bible over and over and over though. But as us as Christian people, realistic Christian people, we have to understand that we cannot go by what man says. Man is not God. Man is not the Lord Jesus Christ who sacrificed himself on the cross for his people. So you have to separate that. Man's interpretation is what is leading people.
But that's where it's all coming from. If you believe Jesus accomplished all the stuff that is said, you're not hearing it from Jesus, you're hearing it from man. Man is the one that's saying he rose up on the third day and all that stuff.
Man is there to actually give the word, and if he is within line of what God wants him to actually teach, though, you physically have to separate that. And it also says that it says that in the Bible, though.
I don't know. To me, I mean, I was brought up, for instance, to believe that Jesus was a blue-eyed white man. Now you think about the part of the world this happened in, and that's not likely. Then you look at the names of the books. Paul, my name Tim is in there. You think they were meeting people in the Middle East named Paul and Tim and Peter in the Middle East? I mean, does that even make sense? So,
right. Yeah, like I understand you. Right. But the thing is, though, I would say that there were some people in the Bible that were based on those names, and those names were of what the biblical times were. Now, I understand where you are actually coming from, but it also goes back to what I said.
They don't even have people in the Middle East now that are calling themselves James and all of these names. That even now they're not even calling themselves those names. I don't 2,000 years ago, you're walking around and you meet a dude named Tim in the middle of the desert. He's hanging out with James and Peter. Ezekiel's down the street. It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense.
I know that, but hey, you I don't know what I don't know what other way to really explain it to you. I would just simply say that, though, as actual Christian people, we cannot put our faith in man. Man will let us down.
I think what I'm starting to believe is when you believe in religion, you're putting your faith in man. I believe that man is using that to control other men. That's what I'm starting to believe.
Now, Tim, you just said the negative part. It's not a religion. It's faith, not religion. Man is religion. Faith is something else. Faith is actual spiritual, actual walking alongside you. That is the difference. It is between religion and like everything else. All these other different types of these religion, like, there's the Buddha, there's Catholic, there's
Do you understand what I'm saying though? Where do you get what I'm saying though? Is that there is plenty of room to question this stuff?
Yes, there is room to question certain things, but also at the same time, there is actual knowledge that is actually there that you actually got to find, and you actually got to be able to accept it, and you also got to be able to understand it though, and you also need somebody to actually break it down for you so that it is actually going to make
I've done that. I've actually done it. I've talked to pastors, and even when I started straying away from Christianity, I talked to folks that, I've been to mosque because I wanted to make sure I wasn't fucking up. And I'll be honest with you, the answer I got was very common. No matter how many questions I asked, at the end, the response was always the same: pray on it. Because they didn't have an answer. No matter how, they could give you a few things back and forth, but the end of the conversation always ended with, you just got to pray on it. Because the point is, you just got to have faith that all this stuff is accurate. There is no proof. There's not going to be any evidence. A lot of it ain't going to make sense. You just have to have faith that this stuff is true. Because if you do any research, if you actually do try to, as you say, get educated on it, you're going to continue bumping into roadblocks, because so much of it just does not make sense. It goes against science. It goes against what could possibly happen. You just have to have faith that this is capable. That's it. And that's why they say pray on it. Because the pastors you're talking to, they don't have answers either. They're just at the point where they believe it despite the science, and they're telling you if you pray on it enough, maybe you'll get to where I am at. But I can't help you cross the bridge because there is no bridge there.
Yeah, and you are so, I would say you are so right. It's because I have been told the exact same thing. Pray on it. Pray on it.
And when I would go back and tell someone, because like I used to have different religious groups knocking on my door. I was the guy who would answer the door, and I would sit on the porch and talk to you for an hour. They started avoiding my house. because I wasn't just buying it. I would ask questions, and like I said, it would always end with pray on it.
You would slam like the door and hey, shit.
Yeah.
Get off my damn yard.
I was the opposite. I see the Mormons coming down the street. Hey, come in, let me holler at you. I see the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm on the porch sitting. Let's have a seat. Let's talk. They started avoiding my shit because when they would say pray on it and they would come back, I would say I've been praying on it since you left. I still don't have the answer, and they can't offer you nothing but pray on it some more. I mean, you're never going to get the answer with that.
Right, and also that though it is the most annoying thing when you have elderly people telling you, to pray on it. Ask the Lord the way for this. Ask the Lord the way for that. There's only so much praying, or there's only so much that you can do. You actually gotta physically go out there and actually get the answers for yourself. But
you're not going to get the answers. You're never going to get the answers. You can only get the answers by having faith. I do got to move it on. A few folks are screaming about this topic, but there is no answers. The only answer is you got to have faith that this shit is possible without seeing any evidence, proof, or science whatsoever. That is the only way you're going to get there, is you just got to have blind faith in it.
Yeah. Well, all that I can say is, though, Tim, don't give up. I would just say that the answers will come. Now, Jesus is not a white man. Jesus is a different color type of man. So let's just say that. And my last thing is that the answers are there. You gotta just
have
be
faith.
More educational. It is though about it though.
All right, I'll leave it at that. Evil, hell of a name for this conversation. I appreciate you coming through. Thank you. His name is Evil Babu. We call him Evil for short. We talking about God, and his name is Evil. Nature Viking said, "Can we get back on topic, please?" Okay, let's do that. Well, now she's been sending galaxies, but she has been waiting. So it is Gaysa Grandma in her entirety. Welcome to the program.
You allowed a white man to call us coloreds. You allowed that.
I didn't even hear it. I didn't hear it.
It's not funny, man.
I didn't hear it.
Like, what the fuck?
I didn't hear it.
What are you talking about? You said it. He said coloreds. Like, I'm God. That's the shit I tell you that you allow on your fucking page, and then you over here playing like you're stupid, like you're a fucking reject, saying that he called me a colored cunt.
Oh, you talking about Gen X?
That's racist. What the fuck, man? And you didn't even say shit. Don't you go drink some bleach? Go drink some bleach.
Well, I gotta drink bleach.
And you know what? You allowed that shit to go down. I'm taking everything back. You allowed that shit to go down. And you thought the shit was funny.
I read the comment.
You seen it, and you didn't say shit.
I read it.
Tim.
Yes, ma'am.
You allowed the shit on your fucking shit. You allowed that disrespect.
What
I'm
does?
so sick of your fucking soy ass, bleach ass, having that white cock down your throat shit.
What does free speech mean to you?
What? Oh, so they can be racist? Because last time I checked, free speech is only towards the government. Hate speech is not free speech.
I didn't think what he said was racist. He called you. He called you.
Are you serious?
He called you the C word.
He called me colored. Cunt. What the fuck is? Wow, Tim. You know what? You're ignorant. You're fucking ignorant. And I'm not coming back on here. I'm done. That was it. You read it out loud. He called me a colored cunt. And he wanted me deported when that bitch ass fat fucking white bitch should be deported. This is not his damn country.
Okay.
Quit rolling your fucking eyes. You are a smut.
What the fuck is that?
Go ask your mama, bitch.
What if she's dead?
Go ask her.
You want me to go ask a woman that's ashes?
You allowed a white man to do that shit to me. Okay. You allowed a white man to do that. And you read it out loud and you thought the shit was funny. Stop taking back all my support, all of my support. I'm not coming back up on this bitch no more. I'm not. You allowed a white man to do that shit? And you see why I come straight hard? Because of the shit that you allow? That's not freedom of speech. Being racist is not freedom of speech.
Okay. I didn't take it the way you did.
Colored! What the fuck, man? Are you a black man? What the fuck? You a pussy ass bitch of a fucking black man. You a pussy.
So what's different between what he said and what you saying right now?
What are you, that is? Oh my fucking God. I'm saying he said colored, you stupid fuck.
You're going off on him insulting.
Because you allowed a white man to disrespect.
Do you think you're disrespecting me right now?
Oh my God. You're so stupid.
See what I mean when I say free speech? You notice how I'm letting you talk?
Okay, comprehend free speech. Free speech is for against the government. That's what free speech is. It's not for having racism on your shit.
I'm letting you talk the way you are to me. Is that not free speech?
Oh my God, Tim, I swear to God, man. I swear to God, Tim. You're so goddamn fucking ignorant. You're ignorant. I'm not even being fucking racist toward. You know what?
So that's what it. So
I'm canceling every fucking prescription I have on your shit. I promise you, on my kid's life, I'm not coming back out here. I'm not. And that's why all your fucking other people are not wanting to come back out here. You a stupid ass bitch.
Okay. I'm a stupid ass bitch. You're canceling your subscriptions.
Because I'm not being racist. You allowed a white man to be racist. And you named it out. And you thought it was funny. Colored. You don't say that to black people.
Okay.
I forgot what y'all. I forgot you. You say blacks all the goddamn time. Like it's like something. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know how your fucking parents even raised you.
Okay.
The shy wasn't fucking black.
Understand, Gangsta Grandma. As a host, I pass topics on between guests. I don't defend one side or the other. I give you the opportunity. Hold on, hang on. Let me. Let the stupid guy talk. Let the stupid guy talk.
No, I'm not going to be back tomorrow.
What's the purpose?
Oh my God.
Then what's the purpose?
I won't be back.
Then what's the purpose?
Oh my God, Tim.
I let.
You're so stupid.
Just like I let you insult the hell out of everybody, including me.
I don't insult them like that, Tim. I don't say colored. I don't say blacks.
So who? So what?
I say white people.
So what you're saying?
That is fucking racist.
So
what the fuck?
So what you're saying is you get to dictate which insults are okay and which ones are not.
What are you talking about?
That's what you said.
White people is not racist, Tim. Saying white tea is not racist, Tim. That's what I say.
All of the swallow. You telling people they're sucking dick every day? You're okay with that?
I say it to you 'cause I'm joking.
Oh, maybe he's joking.
You stupid fuck.
Maybe he's joking.
I'm not being racist towards you.
I think the problem is you're okay.
You know what I think the problem is? You got the white cock so far up your goddamn ass that you think. Hey, you know what, Jim? I don't give a fuck no more. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if they call you the N-word. I don't give a fuck if they spit in your fucking face. They degrade your sorry fucking fat ass.
Okay. You're good now?
You know what, Tim? You know what, Tim? Your platform is shit. Your platform is shitty. You don't have none of my money no more. I promise you on God. And you know what? I'm taking everybody away. Fuck you. Fuck everything about you. You are a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit. When I say fucking white, that doesn't mean I'm being racist. You stupid bitch. You know what it is? Saying colored is being racist. Saying fucking blacks is being racist. You allow a white man to do that.
Okay. At this point, you're just kind of I get your point. You're just repeating it over and over again. What else do you want me to do?
You don't get it. Oh, that's freedom of speech. To be a racist, freedom of speech. So I can come up in here and degrade those sorry asses. I haven't degraded nobody yet. But you want me to? I'll start slamming all the asses.
Okay. Well, you've already.
I say white, and they report me. Oh my God, she called me white. Bitch, you're white.
Well, now Gen X says I broke that dumb C word again, so he thinks he's broke you down.
No, it's not breaking me. You know what? Let me tell you something, Gen X. I promise you, on my set, you would never say that to me in person. I promise you, because let me tell you something. Bitch, you're too fucking fat. I'll put you in a goddamn t-shirt on my set. You would never say that. You're a big gangster when you're on the fucking app.
Thank you.
You're a pussy in person.
Lewis, appreciate the hat mustache. Thanks some of you folks that are supporting the program during these troubling times.
You think it's a joke?
This is not a joke.
Fucking joke.
This is not a joke. It's you speaking.
You just, you know what? You know what? I hope they put you in a goddamn tree. I really do.
Why would you wish that?
Ass piece of shit, bitch. I hope they do put you in a goddamn tree. Because you would kiss a fucking white man's ass before you allow a fucking white person to disrespect a black woman, but yet you are bow down to the niche.
Thank you, Lewis.
You are a fucking Uncle Ruckus. And don't ever say you fucking blue.
You're hoping that
your mama and your daddy should have raised you better. You are worth nothing. You should have been swallowed. You should have been born.
Damn. So you're hoping that the white man builds me a tree house?
A tree, Tim. You know what? You're not funny. You're not funny, Tim. You are Uncle Ruckus, Tim. You allow the fucking white man to say that shit. You allow him to call me a fucking colored cunt and wish we'd be deported. You know what I mean? And you think this shit was funny?
I didn't laugh. You
did laugh.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. When he said that, you was laughing. What the fuck are you talking about?
I read the comment. That's what we do here.
You was giggling, Tim.
I think you take.
You are a disgrace to a fucking black man. You truly are. And I have no respect for you. You make me sick. Don't be in my inbox. Do not defriend me. Block my fucking ass. I'm telling you I'm done.
All right, I'll wrap it up here.
This was fucking it, Tim. This was it, Tim. This was fucking it. I'm done. You allow that shit on your platform? Go ahead, bitch. But don't be in my inbox saying, oh, I'm your favorite. Don't.
I'll leave it at that.
I don't like fake ass bitches like you. I don't like fake ass bitches like you. I don't. You are the scum of the fucking black man.
You've made your point at this point.
You should have been swallowed.
At this point, you're just talking in circles. Is there anything else you want to say before we move it on?
I'm done with your ugly ass. I'm fucking done. I'm done. I'm done, Tim. You allowed this shit to go down, and you thought this shit was funny, and you think this shit's still fucking funny, and you said, oh, it's freedom of speech. Let me say this one more time about freedom of speech. I have never disrespected people like that. I said white tea. If I was joking, I was giggling, and I was joking.
You shouldn't jokingly. You sound like President Trump. You sound like President. So you're disrespecting people. You sound like President Trump. You disrespecting people and calling it a joke.
Oh yeah, he was a racist. Did he not? He said Mexicans were what? Rapists and rapists? Did he not say that? He called our people to Africa was a shithole? Hell yeah, I want to say shit back.
What
the fuck? I'm not like you. I'm not a coon. I'm not a coon, bitch. I'm not a coon. I'm not gonna bow down to a white man.
You are insulting people and this is a joke. That's what Trump does.
Why are you talking that way? Trump never said it as a joke. He meant every goddamn fucking word.
You don't insult people as a joke.
Insult. And now I'm fixing to insult all these fucking asses right the fuck now. Gen X, you a fat fucking racist, no good for another trailer trash ass cracker that should have been fucking swallowed. Your mama sure had an interbred bitch. Don't even know who the fuck you is with your proud boy looking ass. Now come to my hood. Come to my hood. LA, bitch. And come say it to my fucking face, bitch. I want you to.
All right.
See what a buck 50 would do to you.
You made your point.
And I'm taking every I'm going right now on my Apple Pay, and I'm taking every fucking thing back. I'm never coming on your shit again. That was it, Tim.
All right, we'll end it there. That's Gangsta Grandma, everybody. Tap the screen, get the likes on up to 70,000. Fact is, you can't make everybody happy. The sole purpose of the program is free speech. That's what the foundation of the program is. Now, what she is saying is where you're letting people say colored, that's a racist term. And I see a lot of people in the comments agree. A lot of folks in the comments agree that, you know, calling somebody colored is racist. However, here's the problem. I don't believe it's up to one person to dictate which insults are okay and which are not, because Gangsta Grandma does a lot of insulting. But the idea is, well, because my insults are not racist, they're okay. If you don't favor insult, this is what I tell MAGA and Trump supporters all the time. If you don't like insults, then don't do it. Because they say the same thing when things come back at Trump. You cross the line, you call him a fascist, and now people are trying to take him out or whatever. And I say the same thing to MAGA. If you don't like insults, don't insult. You don't get to pick and choose what insults are okay. Kind of like what she's trying to suggest. Well, I can say a grown man is sucking off another guy because that ain't racist. You don't know how another man feels about you telling him he's doing gay shit. It may be just as bad as being racist to that guy. So you don't get to pick and choose which insults are okay and which are not. You don't want to be insulted? Don't insult. I've made it clear on the program I am 100% for free speech. I say it all the time that hell, I would even allow the damn N-word if it wasn't for the censors. I even come out and say that all the time. So I don't know why she's so surprised I'm saying color. People are saying color. I actually say that on the program because she says a lot of hateful stuff about white people. She called him a cracker, and she says that all the time. That's not a compliment. She says that all the time, and I let her speak. So I don't know, and also let me make it clear. It is not the direction of this program from my standpoint ever to defend one guest against another guest. If a guest says something that's awful about another guest, I'll tell you, and then I'll give you time to say what you want back, which is what I gave her ample time, and she launched a lot of barbs and missiles back at him. Her argument is, why did you defend me? No, because he can say the same thing now. Well, why didn't you defend me? I don't know what part of free speech people don't understand. I start the program off by saying that you're allowed to criticize anybody, including the host. I say that every single program. I don't know how else to explain what that actually means, but it is what it is. In fact, before we end up wrapping it up, I do want to show you this. Some of you folks have seen it because you've been watching the program, but I've been playing this on the program the whole time. This is something somebody sent to me. This was on TikTok. Now that's a picture of me. Somebody in the comments, if you can't see it over here on YouTube, that's a picture of me with Clarence Thomas's face put on my body, and you hear the song in the background saying, I got a question. Do you ever get tired of being a bitch ass jigger? I laughed it off. In fact, the individual that sent it, he leans left. I consider him a friend of the program, but he says I fluff and I defend the white guy all the time. When I say you can be critical of anybody, including the host, I mean it. So I don't know why she's all of a sudden expecting me to defend her. I mean, I take my own knocks and lumps on the program. Look, free speech is what we're about here. I get some folks don't like it. At the end of the day, I don't like losing any viewers, but I lose viewers every day. Some people, this is not the show for them. I got plenty of MAGA that does not like hearing Trump get criticized. I got plenty of liberals that do not like hearing Trump receive credit for anything. I have to lose those folks if the program is truly about free speech. We're about free speech. That is all we, like right now I got people in the comments. Who is that, Ryan? Ryan is calling me an Uncle Ruckus right now as we speak. I'm not gonna block Ryan. I'm not gonna ban Ryan. I get called Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Tom. Gangsta grandma calls me a coon, a ratty raccoon all the time. She's always welcome back. So I don't understand why guests believe that they're immune to certain things that you're watching the host take lumps right in front of your face, but you think you're immune? I don't know. Like I said, I don't understand it, but if you do not like free speech, yeah, this probably isn't the program. I don't like losing viewers, but if you would like stuff to be censored and limited, yeah, this wouldn't be the program. If you want your politician of choice always being praised and viewed favorably, this is not your platform. This is not your show, rather. There are plenty of shows that hate Trump and plenty of shows that love Trump. You're going to hear him being favored by viewers. You're going to hear him being criticized by viewers. This is about free speech. Anyway, look at it in the comments. Trump lost the Iran war. I don't know if he's officially lost it, but I wouldn't say he's winning it. In the comments, Rex Boy. That's the name, Rex Boy. I voted for the orange puppet, but I'm completely embarrassed what his action says. I plant seeds. Love that name. Is that a female, though? That sounds like a... I don't want to get Poe Bill mad at me because I plant seeds. I can really think of a good use of that. That's a good name. But I thought that you would drop somebody to compete that continues to put the N-word or spell. Yeah, I do that. If I see, look, I got a bunch of platforms going, so sometimes it get by. But yeah, if somebody is saying or typing the N-word, I will drop that person. Not because I'm trying to censor them, because I know eventually the platform will get it. So you can cause the whole show to go down. I'll tell you this. Here's something that I'm sure everybody who watches me regularly can vouch for this. I am such a proponent of free speech that I regularly allow Gangsta Grandma to get the whole page taken down. Everybody that watches me regularly have saw that. She's criticizing what I let happen to her. She regularly gets I've been suspended probably 4 or 5 times on the platform from her alone. That's how much, when I promise you that I'm for free speech, I can give you my own personal platform as proof of that. Every time she speaks almost, I get violations, I get limited. Today alone, I got about 5 violations from her by herself. Just her alone. So I don't know why she gets ape shit when I let somebody else talk. Now her saying that stuff, not only she does subscribe to the program, and I do appreciate that. She is a subscriber. But understand, when she gets the page taken down, she hurts my page from the fact that I can't go live some days. So anybody else that would have subscribed, I lose them. I get it. I actually get hurt from her doing that. So when I say I'm for free speech, I'm giving you a direct example that all of you folks have seen day in and day out. Plenty of times you've heard Gangsta Grandma be the last person to speak because TikTok took the whole show off air. So just understand that. When I say we're about free speech, we actually mean that. Kel Bruce says the N-word is said in plenty of lies. They don't get taken down. It's happened here. I've had TikTok take it down. So I don't know if they're getting away with another lies. It ain't worth the risk for one single word. It ain't worth the risk. There's all kinds. Everybody knows what ninja means now. You can replace it with Negro and all kinds of words. I'm letting you speak and say every damn thing else. If you just really have to say that word alone. And even then, I'll tell you something. I've had plenty of viewers come on and say the word, and I tell them, that you could get the live taken down. Just please stop saying it. And usually that's it. I don't just ban them right away. I think I had one guest about 2 years ago. It was this old white guy. And he wanted to say the N-word so bad. He said it. I told him what could happen. Stop, look, I ain't trying to ban you. Just, find a synonym. He proceeded to say it like 10 more times. I didn't have any choice but to take him down. He wanted to do that. So other than that, I don't look, we give you so much free speech. I don't get that from most callers. Anyway, did you see someone supposedly shoot? Yeah, I got it on News Nation right now. It says shots fired near the White House. I mean, near the White House, that don't really say much though. I mean, did they try to breach the grounds or anything? I mean, it's just near the White House. Tim, she is, what it says, like I said, you don't have to worry about me. I'm blocking you. you are not getting a damn dime from me. Gangster, I get it. I get it. You want some speech limited. This is not the program for that. If I was going to limit speech, you would probably get limited. If I was the type of person that limits free speech, I would probably limit your speech. Out of all of my guests, out of all of the dozens of people that have come up, hundreds of folks that have come through the comment section, in fact, thousands of folks that have come through the comment sections, it's crazy that you're the one that's complaining that people don't get. That's just crazy. It's crazy that you're the one that's saying that. Trump is a blackmailed pedo and Israel cocksucker. What is this? Oh my God. Trump is a blackmailed pedo and an Israeli cocksucker. He is Israel first and America last. I can't totally disagree with the Israel first thing. I read a story that America has fired more of those expensive Patriot missiles, the ones that you shoot up to take down drones and incoming missiles. We fired more of our arsenal in defense of Israel than Israel has fired in defense of his own country. We've expended more, and those things, each one of those is tens of thousands of dollars each. We've spent more of our own arsenal defending Israel than Israel has spent defending its own nation. So yeah, the Israel first part, there's nothing I can say, but I agree with that. And that's a lot of money we spent. I mean, not to mention all of the shit that Israel's firing in defense of Israel is coming from us too. So we're giving them weapons to defend their country. Then we're using some of ours to help them. Yeah, and then here's what I don't get. You got a lot of my beloved MAGA bitching about how NATO is not reliable, how NATO isn't done anything for us. You're fucking off a lot more money with Israel than you are with NATO. I mean, Israel's paying nothing. You think the 2% of their GDP that NATO was paying was not enough, but you're totally ignoring Israel. You're losing a lot. If you want to really criticize somebody that's just getting everything, it should be them. I think folks got that one kind of backwards. Anyway, I do appreciate the 77,000 likes. You need a Trump was wrong about everything red hat. Does anybody make that? Because I do have a Trump was right about everything hat, but I don't wave it as much anymore because he has been wrong about a lot. I used to have a Trump was right about everything hat over there, but yeah, he's been wrong about a lot lately, so I haven't waved it in months. Israel and AIPAC owns Donnie. It ain't just Donnie though. I mean, my guess is we would have been helping them out a little bit, at least still under Biden. They were saying Genocide Joe has got to go. So even under President Biden, a large portion of the country thought we were doing too much. So go figure. MAGA likes Israel, so they get away with everything. That ain't totally true, Me too. Candace Owens doesn't like Israel. I don't think Alex Jones is big on Israel. Megyn Kelly's not favoring Israel. I mean, it got a lot of MAGA that's the far right and the far left are not pro-Israel. It's the folks that are closer to the center. So go figure. Anyhow, I do appreciate the nearly 78,000 likes. If you do favor free speech, despite what went down today, if you do favor free speech from all sides of the aisle without any concern of being blocked, banned, or censored by the host, follow us if you're watching us currently live on Instagram, TikTok, Substack, or Clapper. And if you're watching us on YouTube, give your boy a sub. Smash that like button on the way out on YouTube. I need you guys to do that. It helps out the algorithm. You guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your Memorial Day. We'll probably be on again tomorrow. Click the notification bell if your platform has that, because I do believe YouTube is now doing some censorship. So that way you'll know when we're coming on and you can come on here and speak favorably or criticize whoever you want in a free speech environment. It's your boy Tim, the Handsome Liberal. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Y'all take care. Enjoy some barbecue on your boy. Shout